Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have a guest. His name is Les Durrant. He is a UFO and ghost hunter, and really going to be talking about the UFOs tonight. I think he's a perfect guest to talk about sky watching. He lives in Mineral Bluff, Georgia, and he likes to film the sky and see what he gets, and he gets some weird anomalies. Maybe some might be explained, maybe some don't. He's got some interesting stuff, and he wants to tell you how you can do it. And I think this is perfect timing with all the last few weeks of everybody, what's up in the sky, shooting down balloons or UFOs, we don't know. I say balloons the last few weeks, but is it all just a distraction to make us think any weird stuff we see in the sky is just a drone or balloon and nothing to worry about, nothing to see here, people, move along? Could be. I think I'll talk about it in the World Wide Web of Weird. We got a lot of weird to get there, but I got my soapbox rant at the end. I'll talk about why I think aliens might be more interested in what we're doing lately. Just a little bit. And of course, I will open up the phone lines later in the show. You can call in, share your experiences, or ask questions of our guest Les tonight on how you can record with just even your phone the sky and see if you can pick up anomalies. That's what he did. He's got better cameras now, but all that and more coming tonight. Let's go ahead and get rolling on into it. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight's guest, Les Durrant, will be joining us after the World Wide Web of Weird after our first commercial break. Joining me, as always, is my beautiful co-host, Jamie D. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
Doing well, thank you.
Glad to have you here. Glad, so far, knock on wood, our internets are working. I don't know, me and Jamie have AT&T. We've had some weird internet issues over the last month. I don't know what's going on. Let's fingers crossed everything goes well. And down in St. Augustine, Florida, hopefully his internet's not being wonky either, is Rob Autry himself. How you doing tonight, Rob?
Yeah, pretty good. It's a little wonky, but, we'll see.
But we're going to be talking, yeah, maybe it's the UFOs flying in the sky. I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about. We got a lot of that. And I got some of that to talk about in the World Wide Web of Weird. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, I thought I'd start off one that titled Glitch in the Matrix. I feel when I saw this article that there is a glitch in the Matrix. I felt like Neo when he saw the black cat twice. You know, oh, I just had deja vu. And they're like, oh no, that's not deja vu. It's a glitch in the Matrix. Glitch in the Matrix. As dead bird is filmed motionless in midair. If anybody's been watching the show over the years, I think it's only been a couple years ago, if that. I was trying to find the original article. We've covered a story just like this. Remember, Jamie, Rob? We've done a story. It was very viral of a guy who was filming this bird just dead in the air, just like this. A different area. I don't remember. I was trying to find the original article. But is this a glitch in the Matrix? Jamie, you had a good point we were talking before the show when I get to. All right. Well, let's get into it. So is it a glitch in the Matrix? I don't know. We've done this story before. I'm telling you, I can't play the video of it. This one got picked up by a news agency who copyrighted it. But we got a screenshot of the dead bird floating in midair. If you see the video, there's actually two videos. There's a woman and a guy, different people separately, who filmed this. I saw Facebook comments from people claiming to live in the town and say, this is real. This is not some CGI hoax or anything. And like I said, two separate people filmed it. You can check this out, Unexplained Mysteries, Coast to Coast AM. A lot of the weird websites like that have these good news articles I read have this, and you can find the click to the video links. Like I said, a news agency picked it up and got copyright of it. But look, we did this before. Peculiar incident which occurred in Surrey, British Columbia on the afternoon of February 18th made local news headlines and left numerous witnesses scratching their heads. Multiple video clips taken from different angles showed a bird which appeared to be dead, lying motionless in midair next to some overhead cables, but there was nothing attached to it. Puzzled onlookers walking around and peered up at the spectacle, unable to explain what they were seeing. That's a dead bird, and it's just floating in the air. No strings, no nothing, said one witness. There was absolutely nothing we could see with the human eye that was holding it or attached to it. Very weird and eerie. Literally, it looked like a dead bird just floating. These are the comments people left. Arguably, however, there must be something keeping the bird up there. Given the proximity of the trees and the telegraph wires, I would suggest that some kind of invisible suspension material, such as fishing line, is involved rather than a glitch in an incomplete reality, said geography professor Paul Kingsbury of Simon Fraser University. It was certainly a mysterious, perhaps paranormal, but captivating as well, almost reminiscent of an artwork of kind of impromptu Bansky paranormal moment, perhaps, he said. Well, I said we covered this before, and the other one was near power lines, too, and I've always wondered, is there some kind of wire line that's very thin, hard to see against the blue sky that they use to put up these lines, and it just gets left there, or maybe gets hooked to a tree by accident and left, and then the poor bird catches it? And that's why it's hanging there. It racks my brains now that I have this story twice. Racked my brain with the first original one. I couldn't figure out what was really making it look like the original one. It actually does look like a bird that's just like not dead. Actually, the wings were out. Remember, the wings were out, and this one looks like a dead bird hanging off of something that we can't see. But the other one was actually like a bird, like mid-flight, frozen. That's what it seemed like. Or is it a glitch in the Matrix? Jamie, your point. You were saying earlier.
I was almost feeling like the last time when we did this was a time when we also had bird flu, and I can't remember if it was that time or not.
I got to look. I've been trying to research when we had this original story. I didn't have a lot of time. I got this done late, so I started looking back, and I cannot find when we covered it before. I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago. I know it's not long ago.
They had all the dead birds that had been falling out of the sky also, just tons and tons of dead birds. But I was thinking earlier, I don't remember if that was during bird flu or not, when all them birds were falling out of the sky. So I'll have to look into this a bit.
I don't know. Like I said, I got to find the original story to track that down. And bird flu right now is getting really scary. Right? More to scare us. Right? Well, moving on. This one, I'm sure, is going to be explained, but it is interesting. Authorities, and I've seen a lot of people sharing it, and I love the memes of this one. There's so many good memes they've made with this ball on the beach. Another mystery, as investigators look into a sphere found on a Japanese beach. Mysterious metal sphere has been focus of much speculation since it appeared on a beach in Hamamatsu, if you say that right. Authorities in Japan have been left scratching their heads over the mystery of a peculiar metallic sphere that was spotted this week on the Inshu beach on the country's Pacific coast. When it first was reported, concerns were raised that it could be some kind of bomb, prompting police to call an explosive expert to investigate for signs it could be a threat. Fortunately, X-rays since of the object revealed that it was hollow, but the mystery surrounding exactly what it is and where it came from remains ongoing. Measuring around 1.5 meters in diameter, the rusted orange-brown sphere appears to be made of metal and has 2 handles on the top, suggesting it may have been hooked onto something. Images since have been sent to the Coast Guard and to the Japanese Self-Defense Forces in an effort to identify what it could be. According to one local man, the sphere had actually been there for a month, and he was surprised that it had suddenly become the center of attention. He's like, that thing's been there for like a month. Nobody cares about it until now? And these guys are all like, look at them, like they're in their bomb outfits. I mean, I would think, yeah, that is a precaution to take. You know, I heard a lot of initial comments is like, is this a leftover World War II, you know, mine or something that just all the little spike things popped off or fell off. They said it's hollow, so my guess it's some kind of ancient anchor, maybe to something. You know, I don't know how ancient. It's metal. Might not be ancient. Might be from modern. 1900s. I don't know.
Or it could be like a metal buoy or something, like for ships. Like we have the mothball fleet, and you see all the ships tied together and everything, and they have the big metal spheres with the chains to keep them anchored, like in the ship graveyard.
It's funny that it was there a month before they actually noticed it. No. But the memes, I just love the memes on this one. The funny stuff people have been making out of this. So, all right, you know, stuff from the ocean, stuff in our sky. We'll get into all that. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, this one, Super Pigs. I'm not joking. Yeah, from Popular Mechanics here. Highly intelligent and possibly invincible super pigs are invading America. So now we have to worry about our skies and avian flu, and now we got to worry about super pigs. This gets better. Hybrid breed of super pigs, a mix of domestic pig and wild boar, is running wild in Canada, and now they have their sights on the United States. Originally crossbred to help farm pigs grow larger and tolerate the cold temperatures of Canada, a drop in the market about 2 decades ago led some farmers to let their hybrid pigs run free. Now they're running very free, according to a field and stream study. The super pigs are coming south, like heading to Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, and Michigan. The problem, the super pigs are proving hard to eradicate. This is a comment somebody made. They can survive in such a cold climate is one of the big surprises of this issue. Ryan Brook, leader of the University of Saskatchewan, Canada Wild Pig Research Project, tells the Field and Stream. The cold hardiness of the hybrid pigs means they survive well. That means other native species don't. Wild hogs feed on anything. These gobble up tons and tons of gooselings and ducks in the spring. They can take down a white-tailed deer, even an adult. Originally, it was like, wow, this is something we can hunt, but it became clear that they were threatening our white-tailed deer, elk, and especially waterfowl, not to mention the crop damage. The downside outweighs any benefit wild hogs may have as a huntable species. Imagine running across these super hogs. My wife loves pigs. Like, she's like one of a pet pig. I'm not a big fan. I read like the Hannibal Lecter book where, the guy's face gets fed to pigs or something. It was off. They feed the guys to pig. And then the movie was even worse.
Sweet. They're like little dogs. But I like this one, how he's kind of giving the side eye, like, yeah.
Yeah. Super pigs. Now we got to work about super pigs. Remember, it was killer bees. Now it's killer bees, super pigs, avian flu, UFOs.
Getting amped up.
Doomed. Okay. We are doomed. All right, let's move on. There's people that should be scared of, though. And maybe I don't know if you should be scared of this guy.
Just Cookie Monster. Don't you be scared, it's Cookie Monster.
Right? Cookie Monster still in Santa Cruz despite police calls. This is part 1 of my series on we are losing our frickin' minds in this country. Presence of a man in Cookie Monster costume at the Santa Cruz Wharf continues to sow discomfort among locals who have complained to law enforcement. This continued over President's Day weekend when police responded to calls on the wharf. The Santa Cruz Police Department has not returned requests for information on the incident, but a post on Instagram account Wednesday evening reiterated advice that the public not to engage with the man. Post stated that although he is exercising his First Amendment rights, residents should file a police report if they see or experiencing a criminal act he's doing. A similar post from the Santa Cruz Wharf accounts notes that he is not employed, contracted, or permitted by the city of Santa Cruz, nor by any other of the local businesses. Caught up with a man in the costume. His name's Adam Sandler, not the famous Adam Sandler, of course, on Monday. Out on the wharf on his Sunday holiday weekend, bystanders, passers-by gawked at Sandler's ragged Sesame Street-style costume. One young man angrily confronted Sandler and accused him of criminal behavior. "Get out of Santa Cruz," the young man yelled. In a brief, meandering conversation that ranged from Jeffrey Epstein to President Joe Biden, the only reason Sandler gave for why he chose to come to Santa Cruz in this is that he likes the city. He said he's not a bad person and that he's being harassed by business districts, citing an earlier court order barring him from several tourist locations in San Francisco as an example of harassment. "I was charged with threatening a merchant, but it was dropped down to nothing," he told the Lookout. "The district attorneys are often in with the business districts, and I hope it's not that way here in Santa Cruz." Sandler has been spotted in the wharf and around the beach boardwalk since at least early February. I mean, is this what is he doing this? I like his little bag there.
"Don't make fun of Cookie Monster's bag. It's a man bag."
Seriously, what gets a guy to wake up in the morning and go, "I'm going to dress up as Cookie Monster and I'm going to freak the bleep out of people. I was going to wave at him, I'm going to be really creepy about it." I've seen the video, the guy's creepy. I mean, why? What is wrong with people? Don't you have something to do, like a job? I have to work. I don't have time to put on the Cookie Monster outfit and creep people out.
Does he have a can next to him for take pictures with Cookie Monsters? He rented
it didn't look like that. It just looks like he's going around and creeping people out.
Because normally you need a street.
Maybe that's what the bag's for. Since you just put drugs in there for him. I don't know.
Yeah, drop it in Cookie's mouth. I just found a picture.
Cookie Monster wants more than cookies.
Give me those, candy-colored fentanyls. What's next? 2020 bird caught on camera, frozen motionless in midair. So I just sent you a picture in Messenger.
It was 2020? It was 2020?
And okay. I don't know if this is the same picture or not.
I mean, it was COVID, but I don't know. Let's move on. I think. Wait, where am I at? 5, 6, 7. Okay, here we go. 5. Give me my biscuits. What's the next one? This is not Florida woman. This is Georgia woman. I'm telling you, this is my evidence, exhibit B, of that we're losing our freaking minds. Georgia woman intentionally crashes vehicle into Popeyes over missing biscuits. Where's my biscuits? Georgia woman allegedly drove her vehicle into a Popeyes restaurant on purpose after biscuits were mistakenly left out of her order, according to officials. Blenda H. Miller, 50, was charged with first-degree criminal damage to property and aggravated assault. Maybe attempted murder should be put on there, because you could probably kill somebody doing that. Deputies with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office were called to the Popeyes location on Walton Way in Augusta after receiving reports of the accident with injuries. The store manager told police Miller became angry when she discovered no biscuits with her order and that she drove her SUV into the restaurant entrance. The manager said the restaurant corrected the mistake and gave her the biscuits prior to the crash. The manager also said the woman threatened the staff before the incident, including calling the store and threatening to drive her car into the building. There ain't no accident when you call and say you're threatening to do it and then you do it. You intentionally did it. Miller narrowly struck an 18-year-old employee with her vehicle. Attempted manslaughter.
That's should be premeditation.
Yeah.
Yo, got any biscuits in there?
Miller nearly struck an 8-year-old with an employee with her vehicle when she crashed in the store. She continued driving into the store until her vehicle was stopped by debris, according to her. She just kept on driving in, too. She could have really hurt or killed somebody. This should be just the same as treating if you caught somebody trying to do a mass shooting.
Cars.
Over her biscuits. People are losing their goddamn minds lately.
People are stressed and overwhelmed, and the littlest of things is causing them just to...
Biscuits. Biscuits.
Limp biscuits.
You know, I've never eaten Popeyes. This must be some damn good biscuits to piss that lady off.
Yeah,
And they
I
even
never-
gave her biscuits and said sorry. Go ahead.
Wasn't good enough. I've never tried the famous Popeye's chicken sandwich that people were killing each other over either. You know,
Right,
I
I've never
figured
had that either.
must have crack in it or something because it's just driving people nuts. Maybe they got crack biscuits
Says
too.
it is that good.
Hey, that 10-piece Popeyes mixed chicken with biscuits is that good. I don't blame the lady. Wow, they must be really good. Don't forget people's biscuits. Dear God. People are losing their damn minds. It's a 5G. Okay, let's move on. And then we wonder why aliens don't want to make contact with us. You know, we're going to be talking about aliens tonight.
And
You
look
know,
at these guys fighting over biscuits.
Yeah, literally, you know. Oh my God. All right, next up here is incident. Pilots reported dancing lights around an airport. New audio has been released. An incident that occurred on January 29th involved a flight from Fort Montgomery, Atlanta to Yellowknife, Canada, as it was approaching the city around 11:15 p.m. The exchange between the two pilot air traffic controls could be heard in this video I'm going to play here in a second. Good evening. Just wondering, do you got two planes that are just arrested? I'm just going to play it. I was about to give you the transcript. I'm going to get into that. Let's just hear a little bit of it. But I think it's cool when you hear how these pilots react to this. Let me turn this up. Hold on a second.
Tower, it's Arctic 5071. Arctic 5071, Yellowknife Radio, good evening. Good evening. Just wondering, do you got two planes that are just to the east of your field doing circuits or maneuvers? Negative. I have no reported traffic in the area. Do you have a visual or something? Yeah, we're looking at two lights dancing around here that to the east of your field. They're above us. Well, I don't know what, we're not seeing them on TCAS, but you can see the lights moving around them. I don't have anything on the radar either. Let me talk to center.
They never did explain it. There's the whole audio you can get off Unexplained Mysteries has a link to it. But they never did figure out what they were. I just love hearing the pilot's reaction, like, yeah, well, we're seeing two lights dancing, is what he said. You know, again, you know, I see them making all these balloons and all this stuff going on right now with what's in our sky. But is it a distraction to make us not look up in the sky and care about what's up there and think, oh, yeah, it's just the balloon thing going on, right? Yeah, we spent $400,000 on a Sidewinder missile to shoot down a $12 balloon, right? We did. I believe that. This administration did that. I don't think we're shooting down UFOs. We're shooting down balloons. But is that just to distract us and get our attention away from other things that are going on? Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book, chemical spill in Ohio. You know, speaking of that. Or is it to keep us from questioning what's up there? But I think a part of it could have been the chemical spill in Ohio, right? Let's get onto that. I'm going to get on my soapbox. I'm not trying to be political, but this pisses me off. I was so pissed off. And I know a lot of people are. The residents of Ohio are. You know, the president of the United States goes to Ukraine, gives them $500 million, and they're just left, you know, with real poisoned water. And so I'm not going to go read the article. This is the Western Journal on it. And now this article says it could spread further. You know, I don't want to hear a damn word about the environment or global warming when we're not even doing anything to really help people or clean this up. And people blame the past. Yeah. We were blaming the past administration. It was 2 years ago for deregulating. Well, you could have regulated it the last 2 years. You know what I blame? You know what I blame? I blame. Go ahead and pull up the next picture. I think it's the next picture. I don't know. One of the pictures I'll show you, I don't know if people will be able to read it, is, you know, we had an infrastructure bill, right? This is what we really need for these. I seen video of a train coming down a track where the track's like all warped and the train has to slow down and it's wobbling, you know. And then we got Pete Buttigieg is like, you know, South Bend's a neighbor to my town. You know, he was the mayor there, fixed the potholes. You know, there was this nice photo op, but you know, what the hell are you doing? It looks like he's taking a dump on Ohio right there in that picture. But what really pissed me off is his press secretary, when he ran from the people asked him why it took 3 weeks to get out there. Go to the picture of his press secretary. It should be in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that is? This is right at the moment they ask her, what took Pete so long to get out there for 3 weeks? Tim Pool made a screenshot of this, and I'm like, I'm taking I have to talk about this. That's her look on her face. Look at that smug smile on that face. Your government does not care about you people. They don't care about you. Northern Southern does not care about you. They made a choice to, basically release all these chemicals out so it wouldn't slow down their whole supply chain going on. And we're not doing nothing. I think aliens are definitely coming out more because here we got threats of nuclear war, chemical spills, major poisoning of the land. I believe aliens have been here from ancient times and have never left. They've been here. They have some stake in this planet. They have to be seeing this and thinking, what the hell are they doing now? But this is a look of, we don't give a crap. And like I said, they want to blame an administration from 2 years ago. Sure, maybe they got blame in it. But you know what? We had an infrastructure bill that literally spent millions of dollars on other things that had nothing to do with infrastructure, as per usual with our government. And both parties signed on to it. That's why I say I hate both parties. And I don't get political, but this pissed me off this last week. We are killing our planet, and not the ways that they say. The whole green thing, political bull crap with that is a bunch of crap. Especially when the people that have been preaching it just totally turn their heads away from this. Like, nothing to see here in Ohio, people. We're literally dumping poison into the ground.
And now they want to blame the past administration, which is Trump, whatever. Say his name, don't say his name. But they've had 2 freaking years to try to do something about,
Right, like I said, and the infrastructure bill was a joke. Like I said, I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden. I don't like politics. I don't like the government. I'm John Bird right now. I do not think our government can fix crap. But they sure as hell are just showing how much they can't and don't care to either.
Yeah.
Not at least in this country. But, it's getting real out of hand with what's going on. I mean, I have train tracks here in Michigan City, Indiana, going all through this town. I got ones just right over. You'll hear the trains sometimes come by here on the show. I live right by train tracks. This is an infrastructure thing that needed to be fixed a long time ago. And I blame both parties. Both parties have sat on their asses with this. Again, you want to call yourself a Democrat, you want to call yourself a Republican. I don't care. We're Americans, and we got a country that's falling apart, and we need to get our act together. But yet, we're being distracted by the stupidest things, shooting down balloons in the sky. They're $12, $400,000 missiles, and when there actually is an alien probably threat in the sky, but we ain't shooting it down. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to talk about that tonight with our guest Les Durrant. We're going to be he's been videotaping and photography of the sky and getting evidence. I think there's a lot of things in the sky. And I think this whole last few weeks of balloons in the sky is a big distraction from what's really there, as well as a big distraction from all the other stuff they don't want us to know about, like I just mentioned. All right, guys, that's it for the Worldwide Web. We're going to go to our commercial break and come back with our guest, Les Durrant. We're going to be talking about his investigations as into UFOs and maybe get into some of his ghost hunting as well. And then later on, we'll open up the phone lines. Al, I saw you in the chat room. You have an amazing experience. I hope you get to call in later, from South Korea, Al. I hope you get to tell that story tonight. If not, some other time, but hopefully we keep you on late enough for that. But we're going to go to our commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Of the second kind, physical evidence of a UFO. Close encounters of the third kind, contact. From Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, comes one of the most ambitious and unusual films ever made. And what you will see has never been seen before. It's a cosmic mystery crossing what many scientists believe will be the next threshold of human experience. It is called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It begins in an Indiana town and leads to one inescapable conclusion. We are not alone. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Certificate A. Now showing at the Odeon, Leicester Square.
The international chart-topping, Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest has been described as terrifyingly real, a must-read, shocking and chilling brilliance, genuinely worrying, utterly frightening. Don't read before bed. Described as one of the spookiest writers out there, best-selling author G.L. Davies presents Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest. The true paranormal account that is shocking the world. Dare you enter? Dare you read? Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, and wherever books are sold. Pray you never have to live there.
This is the sound of a space clock aboard a U.S. satellite 180 miles above the Earth. No one winds up this timepiece. It's powered by a tiny battery, a battery that delivers power for years without replacement. Now the same type of battery, the Duracell battery, can bring new reliability and long life to your battery-operated equipment. Radios, cameras, toys, all run far longer. Duracell batteries, the long-distance power cells, outlast any ordinary battery. The same type of battery that keeps space clocks running for years can bring long life to anything powered by batteries. Dura, as in durable. Cell, as in power cell. The Duracell battery, made by Mallory.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Switch to DCS ranging.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest is Les Durrant. Les is a UFO and ghost hunter, currently lives in Mineral Bluff, Georgia. In 2021, while he was living in Searcy, Arkansas, he wanted to record a video of clouds going by. He set up an old cell phone on his stand and aimed it up at the sky. When he watched back, he discovered objects following military aircraft. Les says he can teach anyone who wants to learn how to do this with the same technique. And, I think this is perfect timing. Les reached out to me about coming on the show. I said, yeah, I think it was perfect timing because the last few weeks, everybody's been wondering what's been up in the sky. Maybe paid more attention. Now they might not be paying so much attention because now the media's just sorting it off. It's balloons, whatever, and that's what it was. We spent a lot of money to shoot down balloons, but I think that I've seen plenty. I've seen one major thing. I know was that a balloon, and when I was 16 years old, we've had plenty of guests have seen all kinds of things in the sky, and there's people like Les that are constantly watching and videotaping. I've seen others too that have their own YouTube channels. They show stuff with nighttime and night vision. Les is doing, I think, both. There is a lot going up in our sky, I believe. That's why I find it really weird lately that Elon had some interest, Elon Musk, where he was kind of like backing up on his UFO thing. And I thought maybe it's because he has Starlink and he's seen all these things. But then just recently he let me down and said, no, I'm not seeing anything. I should know, right? I think there's a lot out there in our skies, and people like Les are trying to document it, and is going to try to teach you tonight. We'll open up the phone lines later in the show. Al from South Korea, if you can make it later and call in with your story, I would love to hear it. We got a lot to get to, so let's go ahead and get rolling into it. All right, let me get Les onto the stream. How you doing tonight, Les?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. First off, we didn't get to do a sound check, but I wanted to know, I know you gave me a Google Drive. We'll get into this, but I want to get this out of the way really quick.
Yeah.
You gave me a link to a Google Drive. Are you able to pull it up? Because there is a share screen feature tonight we can use that's in the StreamYard. You think you could share? Because I'd rather you be under control of it and show us what you want to show tonight than me try to fumble around to do it. You think that's possible?
Okay, that's fine if you want to do that. Basically, what I can do here is just present my screen, and you can just go kind of however you want to do that and bring up however you like. And that'd be fine. So I have all my ghost stuff set up back here too. It also doubles as my UFO stuff. It's basically just old cell phones, and basically they don't have service. So, you know, literally anybody, even in your studio or even around, you probably know 2 or 3 people that have maybe 1 or 2 cell phones that they're not using at home. And as long as they can still access Wi-Fi, then that's great.
That's what I use for my show. I have old cell phones for the call lines.
Yeah, there you go. And
my wife's like, why didn't you trade that in? I'm like, because I can use it for the show.
Yeah. So, I would be showing people how to be able to record UFOs with cell phones and also be able to talk to ghosts as well. So it's a little bit of both. So whatever you want to talk about, we can.
What got you into this, Les? What led you down this road to getting into ghosts and UFOs?
Yeah, good question. So basically, back around 2016 or so, actually it was 2014. I lost my wife of 23 years, and
so sorry.
Thank you. She was diabetic and had a lot of problems, and had some dementia going on, and unfortunately I lost her. But I was working at this radio station, and I was seeing these shadow figures go by, and they
really
they were just kind of checking in on me, it seemed like. And I wasn't really into ghosts or even UFOs or anything like that at the time, but I did know that I wanted to meet somebody again, and so basically it came to be that I met my high school sweetheart from when we lived on the island of Guam back in 1980. She was like 13, I was 15. I had a crush on her and everything, and then we kind of split and went our separate ways, but I was still kind of praying to meet somebody, and so she just came up and she said, I'm coming down to Lubbock, Texas to do some stuff. And I said, well, you got to come down here. I said, I had a crush on you when you were a kid. And I said, oh, she said, oh, I thought you were the one that got away. And I'm like, all right. So that's kind of our short story. But the quick story is that she was a ghost hunter. And I said, well, how did you ghost hunt up there in Idaho? And she said, I just used an old cell phone and just used the audio recording, option up here.
Oh, yeah. I've talked about that on the show. I've had some ghost hunters like poo-poo me. But I've used my cell phone for audio because the app I'm
yeah.
using the app I'm using right now is used to be Boss Chalk. Now it's called something else. It's a new version of it, and it's meant for DJing and all that. But it has mic and a compressor, and I can like literally plug my headphones in and use as a real time mic. You remember how expensive those were in ghost hunting?
Course. Yeah,
And
you can
it
use,
works.
Yeah, and any of these audio recorders will work fine as well. If you hear all you have to do is be respectful, and that's the main thing about objects and orbs is that our mantra is just being respectful to the entities, and I say entities by talk about ghosts, talk about UFOs, any of that we don't understand, but just be respectful to them. And so you just pull out your audio recorder and ask questions. Is there anybody here who could say hello? What is your name? And just ask questions. And then, when you see responses, just thank them. Hey, thanks for using my equipment. And so then basically what you do is you just take this and then you run it back into your computer. So when we both did this, we got EVPs. And
that's the first thing I ever got into in the paranormal was getting EVPs. That's my favorite still.
Yeah, it was awesome. And so then we came down here to Georgia to see my parents, and we went to this haunted house. And by that I don't mean the kind that you see on Halloween. I'm talking about the kind that is,
there's only one kind we talk about on here. So
right, exactly. Yeah, just the kind that has like spirits in it. And so my wife was we've gotten married, and then so my wife, she had taken her phone and we were at this house and she was recording with it and just using like an HD type camera, just DSLR, whatever, just basic camera on here. And she was catching orbs. And I was like, what the heck? I'd never really seen them before, but then I started watching it and I was like, wow, these things are awesome. They're really cool. And they seem to pay attention and if you ask them to do something, they will try to do it. They will try to go in a certain way, do a certain thing. And that was something that just really blew me away. We got that kind of activity, and we also got a little bit of EVP activity there too. But then we came back to Arkansas. That's where we were living at the time. And I was looking at the video and it's like, this is just awesome. So I wonder what would happen if I aim my camera up to the sky to try to catch some clouds. I didn't know anything about UFOs or anything like that, so I used this old stand right here, and I just put my camera up on it, or my cell phone, just kind of put it up here like that, and just looked at it, and put it in selfie mode, and stuck it up there, and looked at the clouds, and I got some really amazing footage, which I'm about to show you here in just a sec. So basically, I was seeing clouds, bugs, birds, all of that, trees and everything. But I did see some planes going by, and I noticed that there was some objects following these planes. Now, the planes were C-130s that flew from Little Rock Air Force Base. And so they would fly in formation, 2 or 3 times a day, at sometimes 3 or 4 a day, and they would just go around. And I recognized them because those were the same kind of planes that my dad used to fly in. And so when I saw those, I was like, that's pretty cool. But then I started seeing some things behind them. And that's what kind of concerned me. I was wondering, well, what is this? So if you want, now I will tell you ahead of time that what I'm about to show you is my first MUFON unknown. So MUFON is the Mutual UFO Network. And I did send it into them, and they did list that as an unknown. So I'm going to show you basically what this is. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you some reference shots, because I want you to have the full amount of information, to your, to put in your tool belt here. So what I'm using is a program called SM Player, and it's a free player. There's no charge for it, and I don't know. No, that's for Windows. I don't know if there's another version for Apple. So right here, this is a reference shot. You can see up here that there is a bird right here, and you can also see the sun flare, or the camera flare.
Yeah, I know what you meant, but yeah, it's the refraction inside the camera lens. You always get
right.
When you have anything hitting, touching, seeing the sun, you're going to get those refractions. It's usually off to the left.
Yeah, so I always like to show those first, just to kind of get that out of the way. Now I'm at the very beginning of the video. Now you can, if you go to my webpage on YouTube, Objects and Orbs, you'll see this exact same video. Okay. Now this is the very beginning. This is the very first video I've ever done. That was a UFO video, or that turned out being a UFO video. So you can kind of see. All right, now I'm going to lift my head up here, and you're going to see that flare. The flare is going to kind of come down. Yeah, the flare is going to come down to my glasses here.
Yep.
And then I'm going to pick out the first plane. Or actually, no, let me do this. Let me go back over here. Okay, and object right above my head. Here we go. Okay, so you can kind of see this. The flare that's on my glasses.
Yeah, I see
back
it.
Just a little bit.
Now it's moved to your head. Yeah.
Okay, so now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move this here just a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna see a little something. Did you see that? Let me go back.
Maybe.
Right about here. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Now. See that go up there like that.
I see it.
Right. Okay, now we're gonna go back over here, just like that, and then see how it goes up to the top of my head, and then down. Okay, now you want to see the good stuff, so I'm gonna bring you down here, and I'm gonna show you the meat and potatoes. So this is the first plane, right here.
Right.
Okay, so you got an idea of where this is, and you can actually even see another little something down here, right? So
I see it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Just kind of keep that in mind. We're gonna say keep that in mind. Now you can even see the markings on this plane. So right about here, forward it up. This is from 2021. Okay, and
it's very faint. It might be hard for the audience to see it, but I can see it on my screen.
Here.
Okay. If you're watching on a phone, I don't think you're going to see it. If you're on a computer, you can.
Right.
Now you see it as you zoom in right there. I think it's over there. It is.
Okay. All right. So now do you see how it has a little bit of form?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's gone. All right. Now I'm only moving one frame at a time as I do this. So
right.
Now I'm gonna arrow out a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna continue to follow this plane. Okay, now I'm just using the Alt and the arrow. Okay, now here we go. I'm going to move this over. You're going to see another object right over here.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay. I think I can barely see it.
Yeah,
But I can see it.
Let me move that. Move in. That way, if you do need me to show it to you again, I can definitely do that. Okay. Now
I see that one. I see it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now watch this right here, there, and then it goes down there. Okay. Go back.
Yeah, I see it.
There, and there. Does that almost look triangular to you? Let me scoot it down. Let me move in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And that. Like that. Hold on, let me pull this back out here just a little bit. I apologize.
Bet you have to find it. That's all right.
Yeah, because that's the one thing about SM players. Sometimes it doesn't give you that. Let you zoom in.
Trying to find a speck of dust here. You know,
right.
like I'm not saying it's dust. Sometimes that was a bad reference, but I'm just saying something so tiny.
Yes.
And so I see it. I think there.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm gonna bring it over. Okay, now this isn't my
it's
only
like using
gig.
a microscope.
Yeah. This is my only gig. Now I'm gonna show you a couple others, but yeah. So let me.
Well, for your first one, I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So that one.
Now a skeptic's gonna say. I have to say it less really quick. A skeptic's gonna say, "What will I mean?" And I think it's great your first frame where you show the bird and the flare at the same time.
Yes.
But the skeptic's gonna say, How do you know that's not a bird just farther up flying around?
Right. So let me take a look here now. Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me go back here, and I'm gonna share with you one more time. So we can do this here, and I'm going to show you this instead over here. Okay. Now this is actually this is a little bit earlier on in the video. So I'll move this back over here. All right, and we're just going to let that plane go by. Do that, and that's a good thing about this too is that you can put down your bookmarks. So how that goes?
That's
like
good.
that,
Yeah.
right. Okay, and you can kind of see that. Now, if you happen to miss it, you can always go back and watch it again on my YouTube channel. Okay, here's this plane going by. Okay, that's the second plane. All right, now after the second plane goes over, this little thing pops up. Now this is very interesting because we could say that this is a bug, right? Let's let it play around a little bit. It's kind of just moving around. There we go. Okay, now let's zoom in. Oh, it looks like there's two little things there now. Okay.
Yeah, zoom in because I could barely see it, but I can see which it is. There's two of them. Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
You zoom
Okay.
in. Yeah.
All right. And then
They're really moving.
There we go. It's moving very quickly. There we go. Okay, so that just sits there like that and just does its thing. Okay, now we're gonna pause. Now let's move in. Now you know about the Minions, right? That show, that movie, The Minions.
Yeah.
Okay, this kind of looks like a minion almost to me. Let me scoot it up a little bit.
A minion.
And right about there. See how you have that little ring around it?
Mm.
Yeah.
I just see it. On my screen because I'm looking at a computer that's sitting far back from me. It looks like a white dot.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's interesting how it appears. I would think if it was a bird or a bug, your original reference frame, it would look black.
Yes. Okay.
Because
Yeah. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going
with the sun behind it.
Yeah. Let me pull this out right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another video. Actually, this is my second MUFON Unknown, and this is actually at my mom's house, about 4 miles from here. And this was from August 28th of 2021. And here we go. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to let me find this on here for you real quick, and I appreciate your patience. Here we go.
Yeah, no problem, man.
There.
Like I said, I thought it was better for you to do it than me.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, that's great because then that way I can kind of pick these out because I actually have a few of them here for you to show.
Yeah, let's roll.
Which would be kind of interesting. Yeah. So, all right, here we go. This is one at my mom's house, and right here. So I tell people when I'm viewing these that I'm looking for somebody with a gamer eye or a stoner eye, somebody who
a stoner. Yeah, you got all those here, right?
Yeah. because if you see this thing and you're watching it and it goes just like this, you're like, hey, what was that? Right?
Yeah, I mean, I get you as a paranormal investigator. I've never done UFO like this, but as a paranormal investigator, watching surveillance footage is so boring. And like you spend so much time, you have to stay focused on what you're looking for,
right?
And if you,
See, it almost looks like it breaks in two for a second, or is that just the way it's shining on it?
And then actually, this one stays together. But here's this other little
might
piece.
Might have been the frame jumping. Yeah, a little
see
piece
that?
comes in. Yeah, that's what she's saying. Like it almost like something broke off from it.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so can you see that okay then right there?
Yeah. I mean, it's a white speck, but it's moving really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. And let me see. Okay, let me go back over here.
Like I said, it doesn't appear to me like it would be a bug or a bird, just because I wouldn't think it would show up white.
Right,
like
exactly.
That.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
The last one you just showed, now that almost looked like a planchette shape to me of like little cloud dots. Like what was that I was just looking at right there?
Like just now?
Yeah, the last thing before.
Yeah, this is the same one. So I'm just rewinding it back so you can see it. There you go. And I'm just going really slow.
Okay, yeah.
It does look like two, like it becomes two right there, like it jumps or does something.
Almost how it has like a triangle shape or like some sort of like all of a sudden a shape to it?
I've had people say that it does look triangular in shape.
Yeah,
yes.
You know what it reminds?
You can see it right down in here as it starts to go off. That it almost looks like it either has a middle one and it breaks into pieces to form a triangle, or it's one piece that's a triangle, then that's the way that it's just reflecting.
What these are reminding me a lot of is my friend Terry Lovelace, who wrote Incident at Devil's Den. He saw a huge triangle UFO in, 1972, I think it was, that abducted him and his friend. But, I mean, he's had a lot of experience. He's an abductee. But he would send me videos from his house in Texas of black helicopters, because me and him had this experience with the helicopters. Yeah. But he'd also see these things in the sky, and his videos are almost exactly like yours.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
seriously. So like, it reminds me so much of what Terry Lovelace has sent me, just personally, just between me and him. You know, and it's very similar.
I'm going to show you.
I would like him to see this episode.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm going to actually go to one that I just took the other night. This is I did get a Samsung S22. I'm so very thankful for that.
I figured you'd upgraded. If you're into this, I'm sure you've upgraded. That's what I said at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. And so I saw something that I'm going to show you this right here.
Do you do nighttime?
You tell. I am now, too? Yes. And I do nighttime, and also I'm doing night vision as well.
That's what I'm wondering. I've seen so much incredible. Some people are really dedicated to this, to the nighttime vision, doing it at night. Yeah. They get some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you start getting with that.
Oh, just wait. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Now, this right here is something that was over the top of my house not too recently.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's like the typical triangle UFO, like.
Right. And I tell people that I live 19. Oh, go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm going to ask you about your airspace, because I know my airspace is very busy above my house. Makes it no fun, but
yeah, I live 1,900 feet up, and we're surrounded by trees, and pretty much that's about it. We are 100 miles from Atlanta, and here's the flight. So here is where it would have been.
You got it.
And there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And
is this what air traffic for the area?
Yeah, this is flight radar 24 for the same day.
That's blank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you don't have a heavy air traffic area, because I mean, like, if you did it any part of the day in over my airspace, it's always filled. There's always a plane. There's always a plane.
And this would have been my this would have been the star chart over the top.
Okay.
So
well, definitely it's not stars. Yeah. I mean, that's not stars. I can tell you right now, those aren't stars.
But it's great that you do pull up all these different.
Oh, can you bring that back up again? Bring it back up again. I want to see that one again. The
stars?
Not the stars. No, the actual ship or the three lights, a triangle. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring that back up.
Okay. All right. And then let's see. Be just one moment. Let me do that here for you. And okay.
I want to take another look at it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And here we go. There we go.
Hold on. I'll throw it up. There it is.
You can actually
zoom in on that more. Yeah.
Yes. You can see some pink, some purple.
Yeah. That's really, so, people would, a skeptic might say those are just, you caught a photo at the moment, the lights are all blinking from the plane, but those are not typical lights like that you would see from a plane, not like that.
Right, exactly.
And you have color in this photo. The color would be red and green and be on the wings.
That's
and then there's lights on the tail, but that's not.
Yes.
And it looks like the light's actually kind of pointing down, almost like when a helicopter spotlights over you, and you kind of see that cone shape of color.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's it. That is exactly
unless,
right.
I mean, if you live in a spot like that where you have very little air traffic, you probably have a very good opportunity of catching UFOs, because I've always had a feeling they have to be aware of our air traffic to be doing everything that they're doing, and they're going to go to places that have less air traffic.
Yes, and they also are extremely fast, as you probably already know. They are more, gosh, I'm just trying to think, like faster than you can even dream of sometimes. if that makes sense as well. Now I'm going to show you one that that I discovered really honestly tonight. I went back and I looked at some of my videos because sometimes I want to go back just to make sure I've caught everything. But this is one that
the second look is always good because,
yeah,
like I said, it's hard for the brain just to keep that focus to catch every little detail when you're doing it. I know, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now, all right. So let me share my screen with you again. Now, this is something that that I think you're really gonna like, and I've got tons of these. I mean, just like tons of pictures. And that's the fun part too, is that anybody can do this with an old cell phone. These are all these back here. They're all old cell phones.
Yeah. You're breaking up a little bit there. Hopefully you there? He's frozen. Well, hopefully we get him back. He's totally frozen now. Give it a sec. Are you there, Les?
There we go. All right.
Okay. You froze up, so anything you said the last minute, we didn't hear.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
That's all right.
Right.
It
Now,
happens.
can you see this?
Me and Jamie were just talking about this. Yes, we see it. I got it up.
Oh, okay. All right. Good deal. Now, let's see. I'm going to do 2 disappear at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Object disappears at the same time. Oh, no. Actually, I'm going to do this other one here. This one, you're going to like this one. Sorry if I'm a little scatty-womp tonight. Multi-flashing object. Okay, here we go. This is a flashing light. Okay, and this is going to be at the bottom. All right. So watch this right up here.
Okay.
And we're going to do this. Oh, look at those lights. Let me change that.
I see it. They're so faint, Les. It's hard to see, but I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, let me move that in for you a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was almost a triangle too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I thought I just saw it. Look like right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This one really blew me away because I was like, oh my gosh, did I just see this? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's totally a triangle.
And how easy it can hide in the clouds, and you wouldn't even notice that.
Did you see that move? Wow. Okay, hold on. Just let me go back.
It was too fast.
It's real fast. Again. It's like skips frames. It's so fast.
And here we go. Okay, let me bring it back here one more time. Okay, and there we go with the leap multi-flashing object. Here we go. All right, right up here.
Yeah, I see it. Wow,
that's pretty cool. That's a cool.
We're even right there.
I mean, it's just sailing through.
Yeah, it's just like doo-doo-doo. Yeah, just like that.
Again, I would say a skeptic would say that's birds. That's what you're going to face.
Right.
A lot of people would say it, but I don't know if I believe it would be birds because I just don't think it would show up like that.
Well, the last part of it, when it left and the kind of blur, it did almost look like, say, if it was a whole animal, the bird wing maybe.
Be a pack. It would be like a flock.
We did just see the 3 separate circles of light before that.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some night stuff.
Oh yeah.
So here
we like the night stuff.
You've got some great stuff.
So now this is very easy to do. All you have to do, just one that you can put outside or whatever, and then just aim it towards the sky, and then just all you got to do really is just use your app on the phone to be able to do that. So now
you mean for the night vision?
Yeah. So whenever, like, I've got a program called Zoomy Mall, and what you do is you just go in there and you just hit record, and then when you're done recording, then just transfer it over to your computer. Okay. Now, once again, this is the SM player. This is from January 1st. Okay. So when people bring up bugs and birds, I say, okay,
it's pretty cold. This is Georgia, right?
This is Georgia. This is North Georgia, and we're 1,900 feet up. So just kind of keep that in mind. And there's not a whole lot of birds and bugs at this time. Any of the birds and bugs that you do find will be ground bugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've forwarded it up. And so right now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just show you some crazy stuff out here. And let me set this video. I'm going to take off the equalizer, reset. Okay, there we go. All right.
I want to try to make it bigger.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to do that too. Yes.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Here. All right. Now I'm going to forward through here. Oh, now what is this? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that. Now you're going to see some stuff that you really can't explain at night. It's a lot different. Now, a lot of that can be explained by quantum mechanics, the observer effect. Once you're taking a video or you're observing something, it can be brought into existence, and that's an Einstein thing. That's quantum mechanics and quantum physics and
thought form. I mean, there are people who have demonstrated that they're like, I can summon UFOs, you know, and there's a couple of cases of that. That's a thought, you know.
Okay.
This is the thought form. I don't know. Or manifestations. Whoa.
Yeah. See,
now it's hard for me not to say that it's not a bug if you didn't tell me it was January in Georgia at 1,900 feet.
And also, watch where it's coming from. It's coming from up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where
you can tell when things are close to the lens. Like some things are going to be close to like that. That's could be, you know, particles in the air if they get close to the lens of the phone.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you this right here. That right there is the chimney to our house.
Okay.
For the kitchen chimney.
Gotcha.
So anything above that is going to be up here, right? So let's pull this over here. And then we get those skyfish or sky rods that they call those about. Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to show you on here is this little, I call it a light ray, but somebody else has said, no, it's more of like shooting some type of a beam or ejecting something. But right here, where that is, and let me move that up right there. Okay. And right here. Boom. See that?
Wow, that's just one frame?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
So 8 frames, and it's just
boom. Yeah. And
it might be just moving so fast that it's streaking. You know, I don't know. But
so, there it is again.
I don't think that's a bug. Yeah. I think a lot of stuff you see here flying around in front of the camera is, like I said, it's just the stuff you get in the air. You get pollen, you get other things in the air. Even in January, you're going to have some particles in the air that are going to get close to the lens, but that doesn't look like it. Not that.
Now I'm going to show you something that appears one time, and it's literally, I think, 2 frames. So 11:37:22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, see that? Oh, what's that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Just like that. So 11:23, still 11:23, still 11:23, 11:24.
Yeah, it's barely
You're hearing
air
me
frame
click on it,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then, to me, this looks like somebody who has a bald head on the front and hair in the back and leaning back. That's, to me, that's what it looks like. Okay, but it's just like one, gone.
You can see it movement. You can see some movement. Like, okay, do that in those frames again. You see it like kind of moving out there?
Yes.
It's like it shot its rockets off and it's going further up into the space.
Right.
That's what I
and
see.
It's boom, gone. As we say in Georgia, it's gone. Just like
you
that.
know, I one of the things I've been staring at the sky since I was a little kid. I have really good vision at night. My wife is amazed at me being able to see stuff down the road. You know, read stuff. She doesn't have good vision at all, and I'll stare at the night sky, and yeah, you know, you can look at a star and it'll make it look like it's moved, but I will see things. I'm like, that's not a star. I can actually see it moving, like rapidly moving through the sky. But it's so far up, most people I know can't see it with their eyes.
Yep. And see, then we get things like that looks like it's crawling, right? So let's take a look. Okay.
Now it's got that rod phenomenon that could be like, generally, if I were observing this without knowing the time, I say it's possibly a bug, because you see the way that it appears there. Like,
yeah,
I've seen the rod phenomenon debunked at times, because the way that the camera has to guess per frame for an object when it's moving so fast.
Of course,
it will do that. But again, is that likely a bug in January in Georgia, flying around? I don't know.
Yeah. And then now I'm going to show you another one. Let me let's see. I've just got tons of them. And if you want, we can do some talking to the ghost if you want to do that too here in just a little bit.
We do that live on the show once in a while. We've had certain guests that we've allowed that, because we do live shows on here. People call in for that, just so you know, and try to talk to them.
Hey,
that's what we do. We've had amazing results on the show, Les, with doing Spirit Box. So we can try that after commercial break. Might get some phone calls for that one.
Heck yeah, that sounds good. All right, so now this is back over at my mom's house. This is back in 2021, and this is something that just kind of rolls out into the sky and rolls back out again. Oop, right about there. And let's.
I missed it. Oh, I see it now. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. Up, down.
And so then also, how does it get a pink hue? Now, here's the sun.
Yeah.
So the sun's over here. There's the Android flare up there. So we know that that's not it. Yeah. But we see this going like whoop, it's gone again. And we can rewind it back again. All right. And then let's zoom in a little bit. Now, once again, this is why I need stoners and people who have just a gamer eye. Yeah, like a gamer eye. Yeah. It's like, hey, I just saw that. Like, right. If
an Adderall eye, that these people like to watch videos of people, purring or petting a cat or something, like zoning out to these videos, people popping things. Those are the people you need.
Yeah.
You need the Adderall, super focused.
Yeah, exactly. Super focused. And that's the kind of thing, and then when you see that, then these other little ones tend to make more sense because they're going by just as fast. See? And that's really the crazy thing. But I've got tons of these. I mean, literally, I've got them from Lubbock, Texas. I got them from here in Georgia, Arkansas, and the one thing is I don't say where I think they're from, what they're doing. I don't want to say, oh, they're from China. No, because everybody would think that, oh, they're from China, but no, I mean, I honestly don't think that they are. But with all this UFO stuff that's come up recently, now people are starting to pay attention. There's also the theory that there's actual, like, I've heard put across that there's creatures that live in our atmosphere. They're like plasma entities. People have theorized that, Yes, organic entities. Yeah, for sure. I've seen organic type things that I can't explain there, and that's even the same thing with the paranormal. Or the paraterrestrial that I come up with too, is that it's something that's not inside like a ghost, but not outside like a what we would say ET. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's not. It's something that you just really can't explain because a lot of the paranormal stuff that we see, as far as haunted houses, stuff like that, areas and stuff like that, it's mostly spirits. Now there are some cryptid stuff. And I can present that too.
You got some cryptid stuff too?
I do have some cryptid stuff. Let's see.
You're a soupy guest.
Yes. I've got.
We call it Paranormal Soup because I believe all these things are connected.
Oh yes, yes. Okay.
In some way.
Yes, this is why I think that they are connected like this, because if you say, well, what if it's something that's outside and you really can't explain it, but it's not exactly what you can. Now let's talk about Bigfoot. That's what that's what everybody hears about. So let's talk about Bigfoot. I'm going to show you a picture that I've shown to people throughout Texas, Tennessee, here in Georgia. Nobody seems to be able to explain this. This is in Judsonia, Arkansas, and there's a big Bigfoot presence there. Actually, not in Arkansas. Well, actually, in Arkansas there is. But can you see this right here? I'm going to zoom in.
Okay. Are we looking at the footprints?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I see them.
And see how they all go in one direction, straight forward, and not side to side.
Yeah, we were just showing the mountain. Have you seen the mountain footprints? Where was that? It was last week we were talking about it. Wasn't Jamie?
No. Oh wow.
Or it was where was it? Was it Colorado? I can't remember. No, I can't remember where the mountain was. I have to look up the article. But there's a mountain. People. There was a footage of what looks like a person or upright person or figure walking up the mountain in the worst conditions. Like nobody's gonna be up there walking like that.
Oh yeah.
And then they took a drone up there and you can see the footprints just like those the way they are in the line
inside each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So this next one is the same snowstorm that we got 9 inches worth. And now, if you look very closely on this, you'll notice that it comes out of the hole here and not down at an angle, not at a 45-degree angle. It just comes out of the hole and gets bigger. So,
what hole are we talking about?
See right here. Are you still seeing you're still seeing the screen right here with the tree, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
with the tree.
See that little teeny tiny hole right there?
Oh. Okay,
Right.
I see what you're saying.
And
You're saying it
then-
came metamorphized, got bigger?
Yes. And
You
then
know?
it starts to get crazy little, claws.
What
Yeah.
if it climbed down the tree?
Well, if it did climb down the tree, then how does it get such
There's
a big
no splash when it gets down from the tree, too.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what would be climbing a tree there in Arkansas like
Oh.
that? And
Yeah, and be even bigger. Now let me zoom
Oh, you
out
can
here.
see the heel marks, like the pressure of the weight as it was.
Yes, and see, even look down here. Look at those long, whatever those long things are right there. And see how it steps to the side? Like that. So if it jumped down, it would be at a 45-degree angle, but if it crawled down, it would be small, but it would still not be big enough to. This is just me now. Now I'm a city boy, so if you think about it, if the paws were smaller, let's say if it was an opossum or something like that, it would still have to. It would have to spread out over here to be able to get both of those paws down instead of just jumping one at the other, unless it kind of hopped up on its back legs. Now,
I'm not a wilderness person. I've always said this on the show. I see tracks. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't have that
yeah,
tracker. I can tell
yeah.
this is
So-
something. I know what it is. And I have no
yeah.
idea.
Now,
So I'm not a cryptic guy. I love it. My kids are obsessed with the idea of Bigfoot and Dogman. And
yeah, and so down here, and actually, let me zoom in on this other here for you, so you can kind of get an idea of what those look like up close. So then, now I will tell you that here in Blue Ridge, there is actually a Bigfoot museum. It's the Expedition Bigfoot. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So here are the same tracks, but just a close up.
yeah, those aren't deer tracks.
Well, not coming out of a tree like that.
Not coming out of the tree, but I'm just wondering about the way
Right.
that. Like I said, I am not a track person, so I don't know. But
No, and I understand. Yeah, because now we do actually have some deer up here now, but the deer, for it to walk back this way, would have to walk up to it, or also walk across over here in using the 4 legs, or even if it was 2 legs, he would have to jump over.
Could be missing a leg. Something's not adding up, like between the steps. Like something doesn't look right.
Right, that's the whole idea.
well, this is special power since I'm not a track person. Let's see what he has to say here. It says
Yes.
I have possum, raccoon, coyote, cat, deer, bunny tracks, and those are odd.
Thank you. All right, yeah. Like I said, I've shown it to people from Georgia, Tennessee.
Like I said, I am not a
Texas.
track person. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Oh no, yeah. Hey, and I'm not either,
Yeah.
That was just something that we noticed. We noticed one day we were coming out and we just saw those there, and it was just nuts. But yeah, so I get those two, and then with the weather starting to change now a little bit, hopefully it'll start to get clear again, and I can start UFOing again. Otherwise, I'm getting people send me videos to analyze. I've got a friend of mine down in Florida, Mark Fiorentino. We started a project down there, and called UFO UAP Project Skyhook. And what he's doing is he's got the camera aimed up to the sky, and he sends me the videos in Google Drive, and then I analyze them for him, and I find some good stuff. Yeah. So
is he doing nighttime too, like the night vision stuff?
He's working on that. Yeah, he's working on getting a night vision camera. But what we originally wanted to do was to have the cell phone up there and have the flight radar up there as well. And then
because you guys you're tracking the air traffic with what
exactly
you're doing,
right. And one thing I like to do is on my flight radar, I use flight radar 24, and I can rewind it back, so that makes it a lot easier to do.
So you can tell what was up there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it makes sense, and so yeah. Using a camera, you're telling people how to do that. And what was the website you use for the radar? Because that'd be another good thing for people to know.
Flight Radar 24. Yeah, Flight Radar 24. And then I'm going to kind of show you how I do the camera. It's pretty easy. But now for Flight Radar 24, I think you get a week that you can rewind back for free. Beyond that, you can go back a little bit further. So basically what I did is I got some Velcro, put it on the back of these phones, put it right here on an old door hinge, and then just aim it up to the sky like that, and then just hit record. And then what you do is you just take your wire and you just plug it in when you're done and transfer it to your computer, and then just scroll through it like you saw me scrolling through all those other videos. And yeah, it's pretty easy that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm good at catching stuff.
What's your dream rig though? What do you want to get? What it is that you want to get to start filming the sky with?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm really digging on this Samsung S22, but I don't have anything to edit with, or I don't have a computer fast enough to edit with it right now. So I would say basically a faster computer, but something that I really like the video quality on this, and it'll even do night vision color as well. Yeah,
I've seen some guys a couple of years ago, or a number of years ago, when I think I was when I was on the old network. There was a friend with one of the hosts there. It really had like a Nikon infrared, and he had the night vision, and he was putting that thing up at the sky like good zoom detail, and man, he was getting the triangle UFOs. He was getting stuff. Now a lot of times, like, you have to watch out because, like, with certain really high performance cameras, they can just get artifacts too, like they did with the U.S. government. They showed the triangle UFO they get at the night vision was actually a drone. It's just that iris is actually a triangle. When it gets overpowered by the light that was flashing from this thing or coming off this thing, it just looks like a triangle. So there are artifacts you have to watch out, even with really expensive cameras.
You do. And the thing, especially with that object that I saw, the three light object. Fortunately, I was out there. Videoing that.
That's really interesting. I think that one.
Yeah, I really like that one, and my wife will be out there too, and she'll say, "Hey, I just saw something blinking out there, and let's go take a look at it." And a lot of times you can set up your app to record the security footage, and then go outside and be able to watch it, and as it's coming in. So with something like that too, you can go out there and you can say, all right, this is the 27th, and this is what day it is and how cold it is outside, and then just get all of your data there together. And the more data, the better, of course, is that's really the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you can live stream it, even if you wanted to off your phone.
Yeah.
Live stream it to people, and people can sit there and watch with you and take their Adderall or whatever and zone out or
Right.
smoke that joint and watch it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Mark is doing right now. He'll have it set up to where it's streaming live during the day, and if you catch something on there, you can text it in the chat and say, "Hey, I saw something at this time," and we can go back and.
I've seen stuff during the day too, like that. There was one day, actually, I didn't think about this. This came to my mind. We got a pool 2 years ago, and that's about the most time I've spent like just staring up at the sky while I'm in the pool.
Right.
And I would see little white things fly around. Like me and my one son could really see it. He's got good vision like me. My wife is like, I can't see it. She doesn't have good vision. But we're like, can you see that? It's like a white, really small up there. We had one day we were really seeing something going on.
Yeah,
that was it. But I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, kid. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I tell people that even if you get a chance to go out, go sit in your pool, go sit out in the hot tub, look up at the sky for 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes and just look up there and see what you can find, and then get your camera out there and get an old cell phone out there and just and have it be
maybe even ask the aliens to show themselves. Some people say that works.
Yes.
Mentally think it, say it.
Yes.
Might ask for a lot of trouble. I don't know. As my wife said, my wife she's just like, I don't want to see one like up close. She's afraid of abduction.
You just really got to be respectful. Say, hey, I want to learn more about you. I want to know what you're about. I'd like to be able to talk to you. And let's work on this together and let's see what we can find out. Can you show me yourself? That kind of thing. And
Paranormal Soup takes no responsibility for alien abductions occurred after this show.
That's right. And as we go into the spirit realm here, you'll notice that they will drop in on you, and
we've said that it's a possibility that they might. One thing I could add, can I ask you if we do the spirit boxes? My stipulation, will you be able to take screenshots from the sessions and review it maybe and post some of it?
I can show you, definitely.
Or not screenshots, but like screen captures, like recordings of the audio.
Yeah. Oh well, no. This isn't the radio. This isn't the spirit box itself.
No, it's the app. You're doing it.
Which
one are you doing?
Yeah, because this is the spirit box right here.
Yeah, it was an SB1 or something.
Yes, SB1. Yes. Now these back here, these are apps, but they do have logs.
Yeah, we do those too. No, what I'm saying is like if you go back and review some of the segments we do while you're playing it, because do you do like reviews and you'd like tag what you think it might be saying or anything like that?
He's just wanting to know if you'll edit some of your captures out and share. Them.
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. I could put together a best of or whichever. Yeah. Now, whenever you're ready for this, I can explain it to you.
We got to go to commercial break. We'll open up with that. We got to go to our commercial break, and then we can get into that because we all met doing this actually. In spirit boxes. We all met getting into that. So yeah.
Yes.
So, all right, we're going to go to commercial break, guys. And when I come back, I will open up the phone lines. You can call in with a question or see if Les can get the spirits to talk to you. It's a traditional thing here on Paranormal Soup where we try to get the spirits to talk to the callers. Call in. Wait till after the commercial break. Phone lines will be down until I come back from commercial break. I'll let you know when the lines are up, and I'll give you the phone numbers and all that good stuff. Call in, join the conversation, or try to talk to the dead on the other side, or the aliens maybe. Who knows? You never know what we're going to get when we do the Spirit Box and Show. The Paranormal happens live here every Sunday night. We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
Into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Do you wish for more paranormal and spiritual content? The Paranormal Chronicles magazine is a free digital magazine crammed with the very best in paranormal and spiritual articles and features. No sign-up, no subscription, just free reading and knowledge for you. Read today at www.paranormalchronicles.com/magazine.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Paranation Magazine is a new paranormal magazine based out of Denver, Colorado. Our goal isn't just to give you the best paranormal content out there, but to promote paranormal unity. We're doing this by giving everyone an opportunity to tell their stories and to share their experiences. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Paranation Magazine and soon, paranationmag.com.
I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is the extraordinary travels of a young, alone, and broke psychic in the highly anticipated new book from internationally renowned psychic, medium, medical intuitive, and best-selling author Sherry Dillard. Critics have described I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like as an engrossing memoir, an empowering story of how a broken girl came to accept her psychic gift, a refreshing and fun read. I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is available through Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold.
Wrote Spirits of the Dead with a pen dipped in warm blood. You will see the ultimate in terror with this important all-star cast. Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda in Edgar Allan Poe's Spirits of the Dead. Only Poe's demented genius could bring to the screen such horror and evil. Spirits of the Dead stars Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda. Directed by three masters of the cinema, Federico Fellini, Louis Malle, and Roger Vadim. Spirits of the Dead is an adventure in terror beyond your wildest nightmares. Spirits of the Dead in color is rated R.
Accept the fact that this city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
You're listening to Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444 or 260-225-9419 or by Skype caller ID Jblandoo or Jblandparanormalsoup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight's guest is Les Durrant. He is a UFO and ghost hunter. We just spent the first hour looking at a lot of the stuff he's getting up in the sky just with a cell phone and camera. And he's trying to give you advice on how you can do it yourself. Like I said, of all the recent last couple of weeks of people, maybe looking more up to the sky, or maybe now they're not because they just think it's just balloons. I don't know. I think there's always a lot going up in the sky. We're all looking down at our cell phones instead of pointing them up at the sky and trying to record it. I love Les, his enthusiasm for doing this and trying to record, what a lot of people probably are not looking at and seeing that's happening around us every day. you know. And then we're going to get into some spirit box, it looks like. Les is into ghost hunting and using, I think he said SB1 he's going to be using. I'll open up the phone lines. You guys want to call in? We've done this live on the show before. You call in and see the spirits will talk to you on Les's end. You never know. We've got some amazing stuff of that. Or if you want to call in, ask his advice on how to film, or give us your own experience. I'm talking about you, Al, in South Korea. If you're still on, you had a good thing I wanted you to talk about tonight if you can call in. But the phone lines are now open. Let me make sure they are. Yes, they are open. You can call in the show, 219-230-4444, 260. Oh, wait. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to just put the numbers up on the screen. I messed it all up. I already got somebody calling, and it's Al. All right, hang in there, Al. We're going to get to you. We've got a lot of other people probably trying to call in, but let's get back to our guest. All right, hold on. Let me get everything back together here. All right, so before we get into the ghost box stuff, I do want to take this call, Les, because I've been kind of waiting for this, because we have a regular caller, and he just recently shared something with me he hadn't shared before. I'd like him to talk about it. I think we got him. Is this Al in South Korea?
Yeah, this is Alan in South Korea. How you all doing?
Hey, man. Yeah, you sent me that message a couple days ago, and I'm like, oh, you should call in for this one.
Les, half a day.
Hey, Alan. I'm Les. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you. Actually, I want to divert just for a second. I went to Guam one time. I'm in Korea, right? So my wife and I went to Guam. We stayed at the Pic. That's on the southern end of the island. And I was going to go scuba diving, right? Because there's supposed to be great scuba diving there, right?
Yes.
So, like an idiot, I put my flippers on at the one end of the dock, and I was going to walk, down the dock to get in the boat. Halfway there, I trip and I fall and I hit my knee.
Ouch.
Right? So I get up, and the dive master looks at this knee, it's just bleeding, bad bleeding. He goes, I really wouldn't go in the water or something like that.
No. Blood in the water? Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah, so I flew all the way to Guam. Guam did not scuba dive. Anyway, so my UFO story. This is actually it's pretty cute. I work at Castle Air Force Base in the command post as their emergency action controller, and actually people all over the base. They would call the command post, say, "Hey, what's playing at the base theater?" Stuff like that. Yeah. But every Friday night, well, not every, but most Friday nights, we get these UFO calls. So, Friday nights, they're all drinking and whatever. And the first thing I would do is I would call Airedale. And Airedale is like the upper California, like radar, but they cover the upper part of the state.
Right.
And I would say, hey, are you guys seeing anything? And, 99% of the time we say, no, nothing there. Well, anyways, this one time, I don't call Airedale because this guy calls in and he's obviously inebriated. I mean, super, super inebriated. Can barely talk. When drunk people try to talk like they're sober?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm super serious right now, man.
Yeah, he's Okay. Anyways, so he goes, hey, there's a UFO in my backyard. I go,
sure, buddy.
Now remember I'm at right. So remember I'm at Castle Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Air Force, not the ground force. So I asked him, I said, okay, this is really, really important. Is it in the air? Is it on the ground? He goes, further on the ground. They go, it's an Army problem. He was satisfied with that. I don't know, Army National Guard or whatever. But we also had at Castle, and the reason it took so long for me to come out because some of this stuff, I don't know if they were non-disclosure, they can really ding you on that. I do have some non-disclosures that I can tell probably in the year 1985. 2085. 99 years. I can tell them in 2084.
Deathbed confessions.
But the UFO stuff, the UFO stuff like that, no, they never said anything. And like I said, I was a command post controller, And we had a checklist for UFOs. We had a checklist for UFOs. So that tells you something right there. Right. So, again, Castle Air Force Base, we got nukes. We got B-52 nuked up in what they call the alert pad. Right. And that's just like you see in the movies, the old movies, where the klaxon goes off and the guys are running to their airplanes and then starting the engines, taking off. Well, that really isn't the way they do it. That's the movie way they do it. The way they do it is they got a hot seat. They got what's called a hot seat. And a hot seat is the crew is actually in their airplane, and they'll shift. Like maybe every crew gets like 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever. And if something happens, boom, they're up into the air in about 3 to 5 minutes. Anyways, so we also had like what was it? A CCTV that we could look across the base. But they put limits on it. Like you couldn't do you used to be able to do a 360, but you can't do a 360 now because the guys, younger troops, they were like going on to looking at the swimming pool, base swimming pool and zooming in. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. So they put limits so they couldn't go there. Well, it just so happens we're getting phone calls. First phone call of the night was this highway patrolman, and his voice is shaking. I mean, literally, he wasn't faking this. He was, just like in the movies. He's saying his car turned off. All the electricity died. Just like in the movies.
This is a law enforcement officer, right? You said
right.
Yeah. Highway patrolman. Yeah. And they called the command post because who else are they going to call? So then I call Airedale. I say, just a second. I say, I'll call. And what I used to do is I'd patch Airedale into the phone call, so there'd be 3 of us, so the caller could hear Airedale, whatever they're going to say. Yeah. So I do this, I call Airedale and I patch him in. I go, are you guys? Yeah, we're tracking it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was later over the base. Somebody calls there's a UFO over the base. So where? They say, well, northeast corner of the base. So we try to take our CCTV and look at it. And wouldn't you know it, the stopped it. So we couldn't see jack.
Right. Wow.
So anyways, it gets more interesting now. Now this has been a while back in technology. So now they have, I don't know. Well, okay, they got these secure telephones, where give me the president, that type thing. Yeah. And I don't even know if I can say the name of them, but I better not. Okay. But anyways, the DO, which is the deputy of operations, or what we call the air boss, and the air boss is the guy that he's like in charge of all the airplanes in the squadron.
Yeah.
And he shows up 10 o'clock. He shows up 10 o'clock Friday night. He never does that. Never does that. And he asked me there's a special key you needed. This is old technology. A special key you needed to activate the system. So he asked us for the key, and he says, I want to be in a quiet corner. And then me, like a dummy, go, hey, we got a UFO over the base. Yeah. So he goes, is it at base ops asking for gas? And I said, no, it isn't. He goes, well, leave it alone. Then he goes, make his special phone call. Well, anyways, later, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me right there, but like later, I'm going, wait a minute. Why is he coming into the base 10 o'clock at night?
To make a special phone call.
And stuff like that.
Right.
To make that special phone call. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my story.
That's awesome. When you were, giving that in there, it's just like you said, you got nuclear weapons there, and this is a repeating pattern with this phenomenon around.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. What
power
is it?
Plants too.
Really? I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
I heard about the nukes. What is it about nukes? Are they like siphoning off energy?
If you have
I
think is if you have a stake in this planet, which I think they've shown evidence that they do. Maybe not a stake in us, but a stake in this planet. They would be very concerned about our nuclear proliferation, be it in energy or in weapons.
That's exactly right.
I read. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
But yeah, that's what I believe in as well, is that they are here checking on us. That they want to make sure we don't blow everything up. Yeah.
Well, you've heard of those stories. Now, Maelstrom, I was in missiles too, by the way. So I was at Ellsworth in South Dakota. And, that's such a fascinating job. There's Mount Rushmore there. So you know what they told us when we in process? Go to Mount Rushmore. Oh, it was a 4-year controlled assignment, by the way. Go to Mount Rushmore, look at one head a year, and that'll give you something to do 4 years.
Okay.
Because, yeah, because it's in the middle of nowhere. The only thing we had was like Rapid City had a Kmart. Anyways, I digress. So Maelstrom, back in the day, they've had UFOs turning their nukes off.
Yeah.
And
that's not the only time that's happened. Maelstrom is one of the most famous, but it's not the only time it's happened. And I love during the congressional hearings, that the guy was trying to talk, that was from Maelstrom. They didn't even listen to him, but then the one senator brought it up. Who was it? Was it Rubio? No, it wasn't Rubio. I can't remember which senator. One of the senators brought it up. I can't remember which senator brought it up and said, I'd like to know about Maelstrom. Do you have any evidence or records of that? You would think you would. If it shut off nuclear, missiles, there's got to be some military record of that, and they just were silent.
Right.
We have no records of that.
Also, there's also a case where the senator, I think it was the senators, it was the senators where they got like a classified briefing on UFOs, and one of the senators, after when he came out of the skiff, he goes, what did they say? And he goes, I'm gonna go home and cry myself to sleep tonight. That's what he said. You can actually Google that.
Yeah, I remember that
and
one.
It was like, yeah. So that's crazy. I'm gonna get off the line, sir, so you can talk. I'm sorry.
No, it's awesome. Thank you, Al.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, Al.
Okay. Oh, good meeting you, and you are so interesting to listen to.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a great night, Al.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wanted to thank everybody for leaving their comments too. I think earlier I saw somebody had mentioned if it was a SM player. Yes, that's true. And thanks for the nice comments too. I really appreciate that as well. So yeah, by all means. That's, I heard stuff like that from my dad. He used to fly over there in Korea, in Japan, Philippines, in C-130s, and he would see stuff as well. And, it wasn't until just recently, I'm talking within the last year, that he told me about stuff, and he's 80 years old. And, so a lot of these people are being able to bring out, hello, Drake. And a lot of people are bringing all this out now because they want everybody to know about it, and Freedom of Information Act as well. So,
well, what I said, I don't buy the whole disclosure movement in the government because I don't believe anything they say.
Right.
But the good part about it is it makes more people feel comfortable being in the mainstream more now to come out and talk about it, especially people like your dad.
Yes.
That felt, probably, well, I'm not going to talk about seeing a UFO or anything happening because the people look at me like I'm crazy. Now I might feel a little better about it.
Right. Yeah. And I think a lot of people were made to feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of the thing, is that all of that has become that. And nowadays, I think that there's some people who want to know about it. There's some people who don't care. You could say, oh, UFOs are real. UFOs are real. And now here's the news, and now here's the sports.
What's Kim Kardashian doing on Instagram?
Right.
I don't, but that's the thing. Our priorities are whacked.
Right. Until they all land somewhere, or until there's more of those balloons that they don't know what they are, and they're calling them UFOs.
Yeah.
Then that,
Yeah, well, honestly, what happened in this last couple of weeks were balloons, in my opinion. I really do think we were shooting down balloons. I don't think we're going to end up... look at the stuff you're filming. You think we're going to shoot that down? No. Right. But it was all political, and it was all, we messed up with the spy balloon, so now we're just going to shoot everything down that we can.
Right, exactly.
But it distracts us. It's a news cycle, and now people just write stuff off. Oh, it's just balloons.
The one thing that I like to interject around this time is that this is about a year or so ago, and we were thinking, they're talking more and more about aliens, and there's alien cereals, and there's alien this, and there's
The
alien
conditioning.
that. Conditioning. That's exactly right. And I see she's agreeing. And
We've talked about this a lot.
Desensitizing us to it, to the idea.
Right. So the quickest thing
yeah.
they're going to do is bring out balloons. They're going to shoot them down just to prove that we can do it and everything. But they haven't retrieved it like, we could do it. But they haven't retrieved them. But, like we could do it because we're the best and everything like that. But you saw how fast some of those things are. And there ain't no touching them. But you got to go back into Eisenhower's time when Eisenhower met with the aliens, and you can look that up. There's a show. There's a military video called The Big Bounce. I think it is. It's an AT&T video of how they tried to bounce voice out into space off of a little metal. A metal balloon, Mylar balloon, and they were able to do that. But then all of a sudden, all this new technology came out, and he said, yes, now due to this, we now have masers. And you're like, okay, sure you do. Yeah, you just discovered it, right? And they're here using these old reel-to-reel tapes back in the 40s and microphones like we've got. And, they're like, hey, let's see what we can do. No, they met up with Eisenhower, but that's a whole nother show.
Oh yeah, we've had a show on it. Paul Blake Smith is a guest that has written several good books, and one of them is on the whole Eisenhower and aliens thing. And I'd love to have Lauren Eisenhower on, his great granddaughter. I can't remember. Just to talk about. I've always been the whole history of Eisenhower and what went down during that period, and then his speech when he left office of morning of the military-industrial complex. To me, was maybe a hint that he lost control of the alien program. To the military-industrial complex, his own fault.
Oh yeah,
I think that's why he warned us.
Yeah, there's so many things that are already going on, and if you want to find your disclosure, well, all you gotta do is just find it because it's out there. You just got a Freedom of Information Act. You can find stuff on the President Reagan Presidential Library. I've got stuff I can show you that'll prove. For a fact that Roswell existed. Roswell's true. I live in Lubbock, Texas, so 160 miles from Roswell. I looked up at the Lubbock Avalanche Journal newspaper. I pulled up their prints from the 40s and saw stuff on there. It said discs in the sky, and this is before Roswell. So
before Roswell there was. So we got the term UFO was from my brain's going blank. We've had a whole show about this whole incident. It was like in June of 1947. The famous Kevin Arnold, right? Yeah. Sees
there's a few actually. Yeah, there's the if you look at the Lubbock lights, those were
Lubbock
on.
Lights that.
And then there was also the Levelland incident where. And that was 30 miles from where I lived. That's where I went to school was in Levelland.
Well, the big thing is, when we point again to the interest of nuclear, is this is all, Roswell's right where we had, our first bomber division to drop an atomic bomb, and all these major sightings and the crash and everything all happened around the time during the Manhattan Project, when while we're developing it, and when we drop it, all this seems like we opened up something where we got something's attention. I think they've been here for a long time. Ancient aliens.
Oh yeah.
We can keep talking about this tonight. I want you to get into your spirit box stuff. We can get into that. I'm sorry. It's hard not to talk about.
Yeah. So what I have here is I have a whole bunch of old phones, and these all have Spirit Talker on them, and it's just a couple bucks, and I'm not selling the app or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all these on, and most people will only have like one or two phones around, which is fine.
You're going to have all of them going?
Of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Get them all going. And then, but here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a preface first. Okay. So we're about 1,900 feet up. We're 5 miles from Tennessee, 5 miles from North Carolina. We're in what they call the tri-state area in the Appalachian Mountains in Blue Ridge, Georgia, Mineral Bluff, Georgia. Okay. So about a mile from here is where they had the Trail of Tears, the from where they did the Cherokees and all that, and this is where they started that at. Okay.
Yep.
Now, about a mile from where we are is a stone circle, and you can't get out there. You can
also
see
have
it.
like the Blue Ridge lights, don't you? There's a light phenomenon there.
Actually,
in Blue Ridge.
I have not heard of that unless it's part of the like Blue Ridge Mountains or something. Maybe
It is.
Okay, all right, because we're in part of the Appalachians actually.
Oh, okay.
So, which are nearby though.
Yeah.
Now, so what you're going to hear on these is you're going to hear "We Fought Here," because what happened is you have the Native Americans and you also have settlers that come into this area. So they lived up here on the mountain, and the stone circle was down here. So you're going to hear "We Fought Here." We're going to hear there was a battle. You're going to hear caves because there was copper mining done here. You're going to hear "We Died Here."
I'm taking it that you're telling us what we're going to hear because you hear this usually whenever you turn it on.
Yes. Okay.
Really?
And then, yes. And then I will tell you, we have 3 resident ghosts. One is Gary Williams, and his wife, Edith. I can tell you a little bit more about that. There's also another ghost by the name of Jeff, and he kind of hangs out here as well. I will tell you too, that my wife's grandmother, Florence, she likes to show up. She's shown up just about every time we've done this.
My opinion, this is what I say on the show. I mean, because we have people call in and try to talk to their loved ones, and this is all within the internet ether, off of an app half the time, maybe with a spirit box some of the times.
Yeah.
What I tell people is it's like a Ouija board. I mean, you really can call in anybody on these things. Is what it is. I mean, you can.
Yeah. Now I
believe they manipulate. Spirits need some kind of audio to manipulate. Even in EVPs, I noticed if you had a recorder down in a silent room, no noise at all, you don't get very much. But if you get it between conversations sometimes, or just background or white noise,
yes,
it's like they need something to reverberate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and many of those that you're bringing in. Now, here's the thing: the reason why I tell you about this before I turn them on is because I want to show you how they are in context with what we're saying. So they're not just going to say, "Oh, blue bunny," or black dog. No, no, not like that. So I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm also going to turn on this other app. This is the Spirit Music Box. Now the Spirit Music Box 2. Actually, let's see if that's still going. Maybe not. Okay, that's okay. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to turn this on over here. Start.
Who develops these?
There's one. I think they're called spirited or spotted ghosts. Let's see. Okay, now I've got to take off my headset here. Hold on just a sec, and maybe you might be able to hear me. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm just got to get up and turn this on. And there's start, and start. Okay. Is there anybody here who would like to say hello? What is your name? You can use this equipment. Oh, the children are listening. Okay. Heavy. All right. What's your name? We'll see if they start to talk to us.
I do have somebody on the phone line. You can see if they talk to him too. We got Dan on the line. How you doing tonight, Dan?
Good. How are you, man?
How you doing, man? Happy. I know it's been a couple days, and I said happy birthday. It was a happy birthday to you again, bud. I hope you had a good one.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I tried to.
All right, and we got Dan on the line. And is there anybody here who could say hi to Dan?
Let me see if the spirits talk to you, Dan.
What's your name? We'll see what they. Sometimes they're kind of quiet at first. Oh, badly. Okay.
It's hard for us to hear the audio coming across.
Emerge.
Is a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh, open. All right.
I heard that.
Okay. And now, can you use this box right here for me? Oh, Victor. Hey, Victor. Nice to meet you. Tell us about yourself, Victor. Who all's here? Can I play music? Well, not right now. I'm doing a show. Pretty simple, but
I could hear that. I could hear the play music.
When I first turned it on, we weren't getting much. Oh, Matthew's.
I would be listening to music right now if I wasn't watching this. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Matthew.
That's yeah. Oh, you got a Matthew.
Nicola.
Nicola. Yeah, Nikola Tesla is more than welcome to come in.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Tesla.
And then, is there anybody else here who would like to say hello? No one said never. So these just go off, and basically it's just a matter of just being respectful, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. We don't instigate them. We don't say, "Hey, if you're here."
What we do is we have jokes and we have fun and we keep it a lighthearted mood whenever we do it. I try to keep it from ever getting dark.
Yeah, that's really the best way to do it.
What did it say?
You're guilty. Oh, it said I'm guilty. Why? You're not guilty. Why are you guilty? There's no need. There's no reason. Sometimes they'll also say, "Oh, my bones." Oh, I will make a noise. Oh, it says we will make a noise. Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
So are those apps on a smartphone?
Yes, these are all on smartphones, and they're all on airplane mode.
Okay, and then
how many of those phones do you have, Lee, back there total?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, right there, and then I've got one over here, and I've got one right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one on. Oh yeah, funny. That's all right. It's always funny.
Yeah, like I said, we'll try to keep it funny.
Yeah, you're going to like this one. So basically what I'm going to do, this right here is the Spirit music box. Dangerous. Okay.
Do the apps use a dictionary, or is it like a scanning IP, or where is it generating the
It's using frequencies. Yeah, okay. It's using frequencies. There are some apps that have a pre-built dictionary. Yeah. We don't do that. I don't dig that.
The people like we know, like our friend Keith Weldon's Spiritus app, and some of the other ones they do is what he does is he puts in chopped up audio, so it's like like it's chopped up.
So this right here,
recognizable.
This right here is calibrating, and you're gonna hear. If you hear. Okay, thank you. Now, the only way that can go off is this.
Oh, that one. Yeah, it's got like a sensor. I get you.
That's cool. It's like a shadow bear or shadow doll.
Yeah, so anything that makes that go off is not me. Thank you. Okay. That's it. Don't be nervous.
And that's the music box one you said?
Yes, Spirit music box. So let me stop it here real quick, and then I'll start it again. So with the Spirit music box, if it goes ding, then that's generally yes. If it goes ding ding, that means okay, generally. And then if it continues, then that means that they're kind of manipulating it and kind of playing with it a little bit. 4. How many of you are here? 4? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. We're going to let it calibrate again. And then I'm going to ask if there's certain people here. If it goes ding ding, or if it goes ding. All right. Jeff, are you here? How about Florence? Thank you, Florence. Remember I told you about Florence? Thank you. Okay, all right. Thank you. Can you turn it off now? Can you turn it off now?
Did the song.
There we go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Was it motion that makes the chime go off?
Yes. So I'm going to do it again. Oh, and that one said help me. Okay, here we go. Can you move it one more time? One more time. Can you stop it now? Thank you. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So if you let them, now remember when I first started this, it wasn't that busy, but now it's like getting crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start
So
knowing that you're willing to communicate.
right.
Real quick here, Dan. What did you have a comment you wanted to, or a question?
Yeah.
I was just wondering if anybody there or any of those names are meant for me. Is there anybody here for me?
Oh well, let me see. Oh, let me see. Do you know if anybody named Albert? Let's see. She pushed.
More than a few people. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now can y'all say hi?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, that was pretty quick.
That was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it say? I'm sorry.
It said, "Yes, I'm here."
May I ask who is here?
Who's here? What's your name? Sometimes it takes a moment. Is there anybody here? What's your name? Welsh. Oh, Welsh.
Welsh.
We sometimes get a lot of Welsh people here, and okay, yes, you will. We get a lot of Welsh people and people from Scotland. Oh, burnt. Don't worry about being burnt. It's okay. And then I'll also tell them, just very respectful, thank you for using my equipment. Can you make this music box go off one more time for me? Okay. Now watch, I'll do it again.
Can you make it go off for me, please?
Yeah, can you make it go off for him? That was her. Okay. Oh, Eli. Interesting. Oh, you. Nice to meet you. And it's okay. Nice. Irish. Oh. Okay. That said Eli, and then the other one said Irish. That said speak. Oh yeah. Okay, can you turn it off now? Thank you. Very good. Yeah, so this is just nothing better to do on a Sunday night, Monday morning. I mean, you know, them. How many people are here? Can you do 3 for me? Do 1. Can you try it again? 1. Actually, we got another. Y'all have seen these before? Cat toys with.
Oh yeah. I got one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'll just put that there, right there. I don't know if that's gonna stay or not. Here we go. We'll see if that light goes off on its own. That'd be kind of cool. Can anybody make that light go off? I haven't gotten any new ones of those. You can. Okay. Yeah, they like to kind of mess around with you a little bit, but you can get those little cat balls, and they're like $20. You get like 5 of them. Okay, I'm gonna go and turn that off. Chase. Yeah. So.
Can I ask a few more questions?
Yes, you can ask as much as you like.
A couple more.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Can any of the spirits here can they explain the triangle or any of the other 3 things I'm thinking about the most lately? Can anyone help me with that?
Can anybody help out with the triangle? Have you ever seen those triangles before? Charles. Okay. Do y'all see those? How about Bigfoot? Dad. That was interesting. Okay. Sometimes. That just said sometimes. Okay. All right.
You know who is behind all this?
Could be any number of people. Most now I would have to say God invented all this, but the people that
Yeah.
yes, but behind Eddie, oh auntie, ooh, auntie, graveyard. Okay. Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pause that. Do you have any other questions? Forward, refuse. Okay, well, I guess that's the way it goes.
Is there anybody? Is there anybody that hangs around me a lot that I can't see, or anybody that's around me all the time?
I'm personally going to tell you yes.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is with that is that it's almost like a reverse of what we see. So like we would be ghosts and they would be flesh. It just said us. Okay, I gotta turn that off. Okay.
Yeah,
So they're always around us. And so if you've ever had that feeling, hey, it seems like my dad was here, or hey, it seems like something my dad would say, or I've just got that feeling, or I've got a feeling that I shouldn't be here. Then that is sometimes people watching after you as well. So regardless of wherever you go, you can let's see what then running because I get chopped up. Yeah. So the one that I'm using is Spirit Talker, and you can get that on Google Play.
It reminds me of like Ghost Tracker or the Ovulus. It has a library in it.
Sure
Picks
does.
a word.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about this one, like I was telling her, is that this one doesn't come with a preloaded amount of words. There are some that are, and you have to pay more for that. That's not good. I've had some that have said my name. I've got
words that shouldn't be in the catalog. You mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah, stuff that should not even be in there. And for them to come up, if I'll say, "Hey, is Jeff here?" or somebody like that, and it's Granddad. Hello, Elijah. Okay, yeah, they're coming in now. They're not saying stuff that would not make sense. They're not saying, "Oh, Maserati," or or "Hey, cat," or something like that. No, they're talking about people who are here now. Does that mean they're music? Yeah, music. Does that mean that they're always here? No, that doesn't mean that they're always here at my house. That just means that they're coming through, and so they know that we're talking. So they're saying, "Hey, there's a live human talking to us, and let's talk back." And that's and that's really the kind of thing that they do. And so I just tell people, don't be don't be afraid of them. Just know that they're always there. And if you have a poltergeist and the poltergeist is throwing things, you see stuff moving around your house, they're just trying to get a hold of you. They're just trying to say, "Hey."
I always warn people of this when it comes to spirit boxes. Like my house, I only do it on show nights. I'll give you an example how we do it here in a second. Okay. I only do it on show nights. We've had our fire alarms one night after doing a show. In Jamie's house, my house, or yours was an alarm system went off. Me and Rob's were fire alarms. It all went off at 3 a.m. in our house after doing it. I've had other stuff show up around here. I've done it on Heather Wade's Kingdom of Night show when she used to do that show. I saw a full body apparition when I was doing a show with her.
Oh, nice.
She would have me come on and do the live spirit box stuff, which is really an app, but if you start looking for it or start talking to it, don't be surprised that things start happening. It is no different than Ouija board in that sense. So I try to limit it. Hey, Dan, thanks for calling in.
You gotta be cool. Can I get one more question for you though, Lee, before I go? I know you photographed a lot of triangle UFOs, probably.
Yes.
But have you noticed any different light patterns, like the middle?
usually 3 lights, but have you got
About a
any
middle
good
light.
looks at like the middle configurations at all, or are they still?
I mostly
are they
have
not?
just the 4 light ones. Those are the ones that I've got for now. And I say for now because I know I'm going to be catching more as the summer comes along and I get start to feeling better. I broke my hip a couple weeks ago, but I'm doing better. I'm getting around now, and but we've had a lot of rain and a lot of fog up here too, and so
That don't
I just
help. Yeah.
not at all really. But yeah, I see a lot of stuff at night, and I've even had people ask me if there's a base nearby. So yeah, and then I use the Flight Tracker 24 just to make sure that that's not something that that there's something out there, because I'll come across times where I'll see 2 or 3 of them going across and planes and everything. And we live about 100 miles from Atlanta, so we are a little bit out of that flight path most of the time. Yeah. So
Okay.
All right, Dan.
All right. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah,
Jason,
appreciate you calling in.
Jamie, and what happened to Rob?
All right, bud. You have a great night.
All right, see you, man. See you, buddy.
So yeah, we do on the show is we've used a lot of different apps over the years and stuff like this. This is my favorite one. Just to give you an example of how we do it. This is called the Necrophonic by our friend Keith Weldon.
Yeah. I've heard of Necrophonic actually.
Oh, then a phone call came in on this one. I had to put it on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, there we go. So what it is, it's chopped up audio.
Yes.
Sideline call, but why doesn't it pick it up on there? Of course, I'm getting a sideline call on the wrong phone.
I heard that.
What? Are there any spirits there? Can you come through on this device? My spirit box talk to his spirit box. I thought I heard I'm helping you. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Twice.
Mine said he was dangerous.
Let's see if I can. Well, it's not picking up on this line. So weird. Almost sounded like my friend Dan that was just on the line, but on the spirit box.
I thought I heard that too.
I thought it was him.
Yeah, he's offline. He's gone. But it did sound like him. That's just an example. And I tie that right into the mixing board. This is right into, I have 3 mixing boards right now. But we get interesting stuff doing it that way. Let me see who was trying to call in on that. Let me stop that. Called 3 to 12:13. That had to have been Dan was. So that had to have been not Dan. Let me see if I can call back the person who's trying to call in. I think I tried calling in when they were trying to call me. It's weird.
That one still said I'm still around.
Anybody we got on the phone line here?
Yeah.
Hey, who is it?
Rob.
Oh, hi, Rob. Thanks for calling in. Well, I had to call you back, but you were trying to call in when I had the spirit box going on there.
Yeah, mine's the number that your phone
number. You're breaking up. Make sure you talk close to the phone, Rob. You were breaking up there. It's hard to hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying that my phone call is the one that your line does not want to accept.
I don't know why. So weird.
I don't know either. But every time I've tried to call into your show, you've had to call me back.
I know. I don't know why. I'll see it pop up, but it automatically hangs up on you. Like, I'll see the call pop up, I go to hit it, it's already hang up. I'm like, what the heck?
Did it say Rob?
I'll just call in a few times and just let it, kick me over to voice, and so hopefully you call me back.
Yep, I always try. Well, thank you, Rob.
There you go.
No problem.
All right, you calling in to see what Les's spirit box talked to you, or you got a question for the guests tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to see about like the spirit boxes that he's got back there. I've seen some of those on some other paranormal podcasts.
Yes.
And they look pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see if something comes up for me.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. And all right. And then what's your name again?
My name is Rob.
All right, Rob. Okay.
It just sounded like it said Rob again in the background.
Yeah, I think it said Rob while he was talking.
Yeah, and then it just said
Is there
it
anybody
again.
here who'd like to say hello to Rob? What's your name? Can you make the music box go off? Very easy. See now. Now they're. Oh yeah. Let me turn these back on. Start. Huh. Okay. Yeah.
I would turn the music box off. They can play with that. But
Yeah. Can you say hello? Can you make the music box go off? See, it's like silent now, right? And before it.
Well, if
Oh well. No.
if there's anybody there to, who wants to talk to me, anybody on the other side, could you give me your name?
What's your name? Jeff, are you here? Gary? Ancient time. Okay.
I heard ancient times. Yeah, that's interesting.
All right. What's your name?
What's that?
He's asking what their name
Oh,
is.
Scott. Scott and
Scott
and
Paul.
Paul. Woo. So
See, the only Scots I know, I think, are still alive. So
the only time I've really been able to, no, let me take that back. I haven't been able to actually summon someone.
Right.
I think that the people that are here are ones that want, let's say the ones that want to be here for a reason. So like my wife's grandmother, Florence, she shows up a lot on the spirit music box. But there's been times where I've tried to bring out some of my friends and I haven't been able to reach anybody that way.
One of the examples that we actually do on this show a lot, we each will run a box, and then we have just anybody from chat come on, and then we try to see like, okay, well, what spirits do you have around you, and are you able to manipulate, like say Rob's box? And sometimes I'll try to get my spirits to manipulate Rob's box, or if somebody in chat has a spirit who really wants to chat, because we believe if they can manipulate all sorts of different technology, they can manipulate the Wi-Fi lines,
I mean, we've had audio. Seriously, early on, we had audio come through that when we had Steve Huff on and he was doing his thing, and his has reverb and echo on it. We had audio come through, had no reverb or echo, that came straight into the show audio saying the nicknames of our friend Rhodey. Her friend who had deceased, Peanut Butter and Jelly, was their nicknames. It said it more than once. Came directly lined into the audio. It was amazing.
Going through headphones, people
Yeah,
ask one end of their computer in their headphones through like a board, and then hearing it somehow through the headphones and answering on a whole other device. It's these experiments are just so much fun.
Wow. And I did see where Alan had said my box just said stroke when he asked a name. So sometimes it'll say stroke, or sometimes it'll say Satan or witchcraft or something like that. And I tell them, I always say that this equipment has been designed so we can talk to you. This is the year 2023. It's not witchcraft or anything like that.
Right.
Potential.
I think we've got similar responses like that come through.
More energy.
I've gotten that one before.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, so that's what I tell them. So then that way they don't think that it's that we're trying to conjure something. Sometimes we'll get you conjured me. over there.
Right.
Oh, she's over there. Yes. Oh, this one said, "I'm at peace." Yeah. I'm at peace. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, go ahead, Rob. What were you going to say, Rob?
okay, so like so far, nobody else new has come through yet, or
Yeah, I mean, not at this time that I know of. It doesn't sound like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe he can try talking to them.
yeah, and that's not something that I normally do. So they would probably have a little bit more luck, you know. With
It's kind of weird because I've tried to use like certain devices over here at home using my phone,
Yeah.
and it just kind of feels like I'm alone. Like there's nothing or no one around me. Like I'm in an empty space. Like I have no spirits around me, no guides, no departed loved ones. Like, and I'm not contacting anybody.
Right. How hard do you try?
I know that sounds pretty downer, but
yeah.
I mean, I'll try for. I mean, I'll say that I'll try for a while, but then after half an hour, whatever, it just kind of gets frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting no responses. I'm not getting
Do you
anything
record
that's
it, though?
sensible on, like, say,
Do you record it, Rob?
Tube or.
Rob, do you record it though?
No, I don't.
If you do ever try again, record it and review it, because on this show there's stuff I miss, and I go back and review it, and I find it, because some of the responses that come through are so quick. I'm just saying that's one thing I always recommend to people is record your sessions. Don't make them extremely long. Do 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Most of the good stuff I get are in the first couple minutes.
Yeah, and just be sincere, and if the spirit box or the spirit talk. Now I don't get as much luck with the radio, and even my wife's like, I can't understand that because it's
the SB1 or 7,
yeah, like that, and but these you can understand, but they don't always talk to you in what you're asking. Sometimes they will tailor you back to where.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of the kind of apps you're using. I don't like word just straight up obvious like word banks like that. I'm not saying you can't get evidence. My friend Heather Wade, she loved hers, and she got some interesting stuff because we would talk on the phone about it, and I didn't dissuade her from using it. I was just saying, for me, I like it when I got really into like the audio that's chopped up and then be able to manipulate audio, because it also goes back to my EVP roots that I believe that they can manipulate audio. Any kind of audio. You can give them cat sounds and manipulate it.
Yeah.
Real quick, Jamie, we got to go to commercial break.
Okay. Do you always feel like that, Rob? Or have there been times before where you have felt that there was somebody?
Well, I mean, I've even done. I mean, I know the Ouija board is frowned upon by a lot of people in the mainstream, but I've used it myself. And before, months ago, I've gotten like responses through it that, where I'm getting positive answers, I'm getting direct answers. Mostly yes, no's, but sometimes words here and there. But then all of a sudden, it just stopped.
Like nothing.
And I've been getting nothing from it ever since. And that's been like since October, since Halloween. So it's been since then that I've gotten no contact from anything.
What I've noticed when those things happen, though, that when they come back, it's usually at like a really, really high time of a really high emotional period, or a stressful time, or a time where you desperately, desperately need. All of a sudden, it'll just be back. So I was just curious, like if during those times they were high emotional times, and then you were okay, perhaps, or started getting better when it went away.
Intent plays a big role. We got to go to commercial break, Rob. Sorry, bud.
Right.
Oh, thank you for calling in, man.
No problem. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for your help, and you guys, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, you too, bud.
Thank you.
Intent plays a big role in it, and that's why I say we have a good time. Try to make it a fun time when we have it, because I think that keeps the bad stuff from coming through. No! Damn it! Darn it, my phone lines are being stupid. Okay, well, we're going to go to commercial break. I was trying to manage my phone lines there. And when we come back, we can continue maybe doing some more spirit box experiments. I can play a little bit more of mine if you want to check that one out, too.
Yeah, that's cool.
When we come back. And we'll keep the phone lines open. I saw Adrian, you called in and then hung up. If you want to try calling in after the commercial break, though, wait till after the commercial break. Call in and join the conversation, or see if spirits will talk to you when we come back from this short commercial break.
Intercepted a transmission of unknown origin.
Transmission? Out here?
SOS.
Human.
Unknown.
Alien. Certificate X. Exclusive engagement at the Odeon Leicester Square. Now.
Any systematized transmission indicating a possible intelligent origin must be investigated. I don't want to hear it.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
If you are interested in discovering the truth about the paranormal and want to hear from leading researchers in the field, join Justin Brown on his 3 weekly shows named My Paranormal Soapbox, Necromancer Live Show, and the Supernatural Symposium, live on Facebook, YouTube, and InterfaceDeath.net.
This is an APAC studio presentation.
Hi, I'm Barry, owner-operator of Barry's Barometer Barn. Lately, I bet you've been lying awake at night asking yourself, how many barometers do I really need? Well, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we think you need more than one. Otherwise, we're gonna go out of business. Remember, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we don't know the meaning of high-pressure sales. Come on, folks, buy another barometer. I'm trying to put my kids through college, I've got a family to support, and a secret mistress who isn't cheap.
Visit Barry's Barometer Barn, 000 Storm Drive. Come on, folks, buy a barometer. I'm Barry's older brother, Larry, and every time one of you people walk past the store without coming in, Barry beats me.
This has been a presentation from Tim Morgan's APAC Studio. For more almost professional amateur comic studio content, visit the APAC YouTube channel. Search APAC 2002. That's APAC 2002 on YouTube.
When Alex Gardner is asleep, he has an extraordinary gift. The government wants it, the scientists want it, but to keep it may cost him his life. It might be better if Alex didn't sleep at all, but he cannot resist entering the dreamscape. Can you? See Dreamscape in the West End and all over London now. Certificate 15. It takes an extraordinary adventurer to enter the dreamscape.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do voices from beyond the cold case files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Heat 'em up. Do, re, egon.
You're listening to Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444 or 260-225-9419 or by Skype caller ID Jblandoo or Jblandparanormalsoup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight's guest is Les Durrant. He is a UFO and ghost hunter. We've talked a lot about UFOs, but now we're getting into like spirit box stuff. And he has his apps back there. You can call in. Let me get the phone lines open here for you. You can call in. I saw Adrian. You tried calling in. I don't know if you want to try calling in again or anybody. See if the Les's devices, or maybe we can run mine for a minute and see if they will come through to you. We do. The paranormal happens live here on the show. We only got about a half hour left, so let's go ahead and get back to our guest. Jamie had to go, but it's me and Les still here.
All right.
And phone lines are open. Call in 219-230-4444, 260-225-9419, Skype ID Jblandoo or Jblandparanormalsoup. Those are ways to call in. Got about 25 minutes left.
Sounds good.
Les, you still got devices running in the background?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to turn those on. And actually, before I turn them on, I want to show you where an orb actually turned off one of my tri-field meters.
Really? Turned it off?
Turned it right off, yes. And I'm gonna I'm gonna show you this right here. I think you're gonna like this. So basically, a tri-field meter is a meter that measures many different things like RF, which is radio frequency, EMF, electromagnetic field. And so I'm gonna show you this right here. I was doing an investigation at this lady's house in Arkansas, and you can see here's my tri-field meter right up here.
Yeah.
And then there's the spirit box. And
you're doing it right, because you never... Yep. I've seen people... What I hate is I see people... Oh, damn it, lost Adrian on the phone again. I see people using tri-field meter to walk around with it. You don't walk around with a tri-field meter.
Right, yeah.
Should be
just kind of let it... Yeah, kind of let it just sit there. So, all right, now what I'm going to do is... You can kind of see it moving up there a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to forward this up just a little bit, and you see how that turns off. Okay, now here is, see this, watch this orb come up here.
Yes.
Rainbow orb, and okay, one more time. Here goes. And boom, shut it right off. Let me start it over again here for you so you can see this. Okay. So you can see that it's got a little bit of activity on the tri-field meter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then boom, it just shuts right off, just like that. And here comes the orb again. Boom, 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 and boom, just like that. And it stays on. Now let's go back so we can look at the, yes, there is actually battery in there, and it just shuts it right off. Crazy.
Weird. I've seen evidence of people getting having a recorder on camera and seeing like an orb fly into the recorder when they've gotten EVPs. I've seen that. Let me see. I want to make sure we got Adrian on the phone line. Are you there, Adrian?
Yes.
Yeah, finally. It was kept hanging up on me.
Well, it's like it have you for about a minute, and then it just hangs up. So hopefully we don't lose you. Well, thank you for calling in.
We're okay now because what I wanted to do is ask a question to one particular spirit, because a little less than a month ago, I walked into my living room and there was a spirit sitting on my couch, very quiet, fingers folded, or actually interlocked, just resting on their lap. Looked like it was waiting for an appointment. I couldn't really tell whether it was male or female. I think it was male, because it just fizzled out after I stared at it.
Yeah.
And I'd like all the other spirits, if they could, back away so that I could perhaps find out the name of this spirit that visited briefly.
Okay. All right. And what was your name again, ma'am?
Adrienne.
Adrienne? Okay. Do any of y'all know
Yep,
who's...
Adrienne in Connecticut.
Adrienne in Connecticut? Do any of y'all know who she saw, she might have seen? It's okay. See, it's pretty quiet right now, right? Hold on just a sec.
Yeah, I just wanted to know why they were visiting.
Yeah.
Looked like they were waiting patiently.
Nasty. That's not right. Okay. Sometimes you get weird words, just all right, just like stuff that just kind of happens. Now, like I was telling you, yeah. Oh, apparition. I just said apparition.
Is it apparition? Okay. Well, who was the apparition that Adrienne saw?
Yeah. Who is the apparition? What's your name? Or do you know who it is? This can be kind of interesting sometimes. Sometimes
it warms
hard.
up.
Yeah, and I was telling him that this isn't something that I usually do, like to try to get spirits from elsewhere to try to come through. Most of the time they're ones that are, I would say, localized, if that makes sense, that are mostly
it does.
In this area. Yeah, intense.
Yeah. I did ask them to step back so that this one could come through.
Yeah.
I'm a spirit medium, so sometimes when I have pending appointments, they'll show up.
Like I said, she was waiting there for her appointment for you.
So do you get kind of okay, yeah. Oh, that one just said beside. Interesting. So do you get an idea of who it is that's coming through when you're let me start over again. So whoever you're supposed to meet with regarding that spirit, do they tell you first before you meet with your client?
No, I go in completely cold. I don't like any, front loading. So
right, okay. Right,
some spirits show up beforehand, and they're very specific. I've even gotten names.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I don't know why it showed up. And I didn't feel anything negative, so...
What did you say, Les?
This one just said potentially.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because I haven't... Oh, that's it, a bad spirit. Well, I don't think it's a bad spirit. No, I don't think it's a bad spirit. And I apologize. I'm kind of getting up there starting to sober again. So, and this one also said rest. Yeah. So the thing is that ma'am, you already know this by keeping an open mind that they're going to come through and pretty much say whatever they want to, right? Now, if they're not, if they don't say anything to you, did it seem like that they were still paying attention to you? Does that make sense?
No, I haven't had any activity.
Okay.
No, I haven't had any more activity here. I would like to know what its business was here with me.
Okay. That one said my neck. Do you know why? Oh, she said her. Look, they just said her voice. Okay. All right. Do you know why that person
Do they
was
need
there?
me to talk to them?
Yeah, go ahead and talk to them. See what they have to say. Go ahead.
All right. Were you a male or female? A man or a woman?
That's just said stomach.
Were you waiting for me? What did it say?
Oh, it said stomach, and then it said, and then this said tell. Tell. Okay. Interesting.
Is it something about somebody's health?
That's a good. That's good. Potentially, and that said thanks. So I don't
Are you a
know.
relative of mine?
Oh, huh.
Are
This
you a
one's me
relative?
the other day. Huh, fell. Are you a relative? Let me see if the spirit music.
Because in one prior show, I had a grandfather show up. I'm Greek, and it said Papu. So
Oh,
you never know.
okay.
I also had pounding on my house that night too. That was really weird.
What is it calling into our show?
That was one with Heather.
When I was
Yeah.
on?
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Bill?
Yeah.
This said Uncle Bill. This just said Uncle Bill. Interesting. Viking, impressive.
Bill.
Impressive, Viking, Dr. Bill. Or, I mean, Bill.
Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill.
I don't know a Bill, but I know my father's first name was William. He's passed on. Are you trying to say you're my father or an uncle?
Lake. Anything to do with a lake?
Yeah, I live right near a reservoir.
Okay.
Lake McDonald.
So that does. Okay,
Yeah.
that does say lake up there.
Bill.
Jim.
Okay. Can I say a last name?
You can say whatever you like as long as it's okay with
All
you.
right. Was the last name Wilson?
Wilson? Leave? No. This is where I live. Can you make the music box go off again for us? That was.
Trying to think of another question. Have I met you before?
Sarah. Has she met you before?
Or where have I met you?
Where? Audrey. I also got an Audrey. That's interesting. Okay.
I'll have to think back because I know a few Audreys.
Yes, it's
but
me.
It's been a while.
Interesting.
Well, I want to thank the spirit for showing up
Yes.
and communicating.
There you go.
I'll let somebody else get some time in here.
All
and
right.
Hey, thanks a lot. That was a lot of fun.
You're very welcome. Oh, this one also said
Good night,
Chief.
spirits.
Chief. Remember how we were talking
Okay.
about the stone circle?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's when we do this, you wonder, I call it ghost contamination or whatever. Like, you have the spirits that are at your home. They're used to just talking to you. We open it up here live on the show, and my guests or my callers and audience are used to calling in and trying to talk to whoever. So now they're bringing spirits or walking in on your end, maybe. They're like, who are these people? You know? Like,
Exactly. Right.
maybe that's why they're saying danger and, like, like they're a little freaked out.
Yeah, I love that because that's something that's okay. Let's see frustration. It's okay. Don't be frustrated.
And then frustration.
Yeah, I like when that happens because it really opens my eyes too because that's not something I've really done before. I
started doing this show because of it. Like, I started getting the spirit box. I had a moment where I felt like my grandmother came through when I was doing it by myself. I'm like, I got to record these things. I'm like, why don't I do this live? Right. And, besides that, I was a big Art Bell fan, wanted to do some, talk radio or do live interviews. I wanted to do live spirit box, but I wanted to do it because I'd see people like Steve Huff and others, they do like celebrity stuff or they do, just ghost box sessions. But I wanted to do something where people can call in and connect to it and see if it does. I really at first thought I'm going to get nothing. This is going to be one show. We're only going to do one show of this, see if anything happens. And man, we got such crazy results.
Oh, I'm sorry. That one said, I don't mind speaking. Yeah, exactly. And that's a cool thing too. And, I saw somebody here, Debbie said that spirit isn't limited by time or space. So, if we're trying to connect with a non-local spirit, they literally can come to you within an instant. So that's very true.
I think I'm trying to call Aziriana. She said she got voicemail. Let me see if I got it. Is this Aziriana?
Yeah, this is she. How are you?
Hey, I thought I'd catch your phone call before we go here. We got about 14 minutes.
Yeah, I had a couple of questions.
Yes.
First one's a two-parter. Is that can aliens come through and answer on any of those spirit boxes, whatever you call them? And if they can, do they like what I'm going? Well, do they like what I'm going to do? And
So
my
she's trying to reach out to
second,
aliens on this.
I don't know if they.
We've tried this on our show too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go for it. Now, I've never tried anything like that before. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
The Frank Sumption that made the original spirit box actually intended it to be communication with some kind of interdimensional beings or aliens.
Right. So that would totally make sense. Is there anybody here who is not of this earth?
That would be nice if you could answer.
Yeah. Oh, this is don't be nervous. Okay, well, I'm not nervous. Go ahead. Yeah, maybe they're saying don't. No, opposite. Okay. Call out. Mess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I don't know. I'm gonna have to try a little bit more on that science of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that because
Okay.
that's a very good question. Now, would they say something? Because to me, it seems like that they would say something more telepathically, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't also use these as well. So,
Okay.
that's a.
I mean, if they can shut cars off, they can shut cars off and do stuff with electronics. Who knows?
A very good.
Or we're talking about something that's interdimensional, like you mentioned shadow people, and that my biggest experience was a shadow person that was terrifying, that would torment me, and I felt like it could do a lot of things, probably manipulate electronics and all kinds of things.
Yes, and I tell people a lot that if shadow figures do bother you, just tell them you're busy. I mean, really, that's what you got to do. You just, when I was working at the radio station, and I was seeing those shadow figures. I was like, look. I was like, hon, I'm busy. Leave me alone, please. I'll talk to you later when I'm off work. And sure enough, they do. They'll leave you alone. But if you let them pick on you and that kind of stuff, they will do that too. You'll notice that they will manipulate the spirit music box until you tell them to shut it up. And they do that as well. So so just keep trying with that, and but also do it in your mind as well. If you want to communicate with alien, by all means, I think it's called CE5, Close Encounters 5. Dr. Stephen Greer has a bunch of that where you can contact people that way. 1990, no, 19. Okay.
What did it say?
It said 1920s.
1920s.
Yeah. So and with these things, with these entities, it's all about respect. If they know that you're respectful to them, they'll start talking to you. Oh, now that one just said I'm from the 1800s.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My second question is, are the spirits okay with me sharing some of my writings to people?
It's up to him. If it's up to him, I mean that's fine with me. I mean I don't mind. Yeah.
No. She's asking if this. She's asking the spirits if they can. If they're all right with her sharing her writings.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course. That one says light. Patricia. Now that's my mom's name. Fearful. Maybe not. Is the spirits okay? Are you okay with her putting out her work? We gotta let everybody know, right? Family. Portal. I just said family and portal. Okay. So how does your family feel about this?
I don't share with them. I share with other people. They tend
Shares
to
here.
Okay, that's all right.
not believe me.
I asked that because my daughter, she just turned 29 and she doesn't believe in anything. And I think that really the only time for her that's going to hit her in the head is when she has her own experience, when more and more of those balloons get shot down. Yeah. Suddenly, that just said suddenly. So suddenly when they have their experience, then that makes sense. So they might not understand what you're doing right now. It's just like with me, I could tell people that I'm doing podcast 8 all day long, you know, but I guarantee she probably won't turn in and tune in, but still watching here, flames. So it's just a matter of when they have their experience, then they're going to come to you. Like my mom, she's seen my stuff, but when those balloons started coming down, she's like, "Hey, Les, tell me about those UFOs." And I'm like, "They're just here to look in on us, make sure everything's okay." And that's really all it is. They're pulling off on the exit sign just to come see us. Yeah, they're going forward here. The battery. Oh, once again, Patricia again. That is my mom's name.
Oh.
So I hope everything's okay. But but so that comes up a lot.
Well, Zariana, I want to thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank
good
you.
luck to
Have
you.
a good night. Thank you, Spirit. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we're about out of time, so no more calls. But so what's your future plans? What's your future endeavors here, Les, that you're going to do?
Well, basically, what I'm going to do is wait for some clear skies, and it's been quite overcast and foggy. And I've got my new Samsung S22. I'm going to aim that up there to the sky too, guarded, of course, very well. Not that anybody's going to come up here and get it, from where I'm at. But anyway, just to make sure it doesn't fall off the deck or anything like that. But then I'm going to also do some festivals, and they're probably going to be doing some discussions I've got some good friends of mine at this place called Mystic Mountain Pizza here in Blue Ridge, Georgia, that I go down and talk to people kind of like you do, and just explain my videos just like I've been doing right now, and just show people how it's done, and do it in a very conversational way. And that's really what I like to do. And if people have questions, try to explain it the best that I can. Yes, I know you know me. It's funny. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to do. It's something that anybody can do, and just get your phones out there. And if you need help hooking it up, by all means, feel free to ask, and I'd be more than.
Where can people contact you? Do you have a place, an email, or a place that people contact you, get a hold of you?
Yeah, objectsandorbs@gmail.com. Very simple. Objectsandorbs@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I on the last thoughts before the end of the show, with the last couple of years now, we've been talking about UFO disclosure and all that. What are your thoughts for the future? Do you think there is going to be a moment of real disclosure, like we're really going to know? Or do you believe, like some people right now, I mean, when this was going on the last couple of weeks, it's Project Bluebeam, they're going to fake an alien invasion. What's your thoughts on the future?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this is the year that we even thought that there would be disclosure this year, and even a year or two ago, because you're going to see more and more things in the media about aliens, about UFOs, whether it be pop culture. Check out this new alien doll. Check out this new alien movie. Check out this new.
I say it goes back to Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Right before Close Encounters of the Third Kind, aliens were depicted as usually monsters, invasion, War of the Worlds kind of theme. But then you bring in Spielberg with E.T. and Close Encounters, like friendlier aliens, and even there's stuff like I'm a big fan of a miniseries he did called Taken. It's about generations of people being abducted, and the military too, and their development and all that. Like I felt like he's always had an inside source, but he's also there to like manipulate us into like ET friendly phone home, look at the glowing finger, you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah, to try to make it friendly. Yeah,
desensitize us.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you know, it also goes along, I think, with numerology, and that might even take a bit more time. But numerology, if you know about the number 7, it's a special number. It's a holy number, and if you add up this year, 2023, 2 plus 0 plus 2 is 4 plus 3 equals 7. So you got a 7, and then you got July 7, 7, 7. So you got 3 7s, and the more
July 7th.
That's what I'm thinking, that there might be something. I'm just saying. At 7:07 on July 7th, that's
a lot of 7s.
70. That's a lot of 7s, right? So I'm not saying that that's going to be they're landing at that time. I'm just saying that very well could be things will happen.
Well, dear God, what's going on in the world, in this country, especially when they do land, let's hope they don't say, "Take me to your leader."
That's right. Yeah, exactly. yeah. But yeah, I've really enjoyed talking with you tonight. And you know, if there's anybody who wants to kind of learn how to set up their camera, yeah. Well, now see, now they're going nuts. They're like,
what are they saying?
My arms, it's not me. Oh, that one says tired. Okay, well, yeah, sure, you know, maybe. All right.
This time of night, I got you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but this is a lot of fun, and you know, it's the more science we can get into it, and the better. And be able to make us make sense of it. Yeah, sense.
I heard that.
Sense. It just said sense. Yeah. You know, and that's just it's a good thing. And
we have a tradition here when we do spirit boxes. Though, see as we go here in the last minute, if they can say goodbye.
Is anybody here who can say goodbye? I have heard him say bye before. Can you say goodbye? Burnt. Now it says burnt. Like, okay. Oh, wait. That was, you see us crying. Oh, well, okay.
Okay, one more time. You say goodbye. Say goodbye to us.
Can you say goodbye? Yes, we see you. Well, maybe not, but who knows? You know how it'll be like when
sometimes it will. We've had it so many times.
Like, hey, we're like, bye, see ya. Like, oh, too late.
It'll do it after we get off. Well, I want to thank you, Les. You've been an awesome guest. Love the footage and everything you shared with us tonight was awesome. And keep in touch. Keep letting us know what you find. You find anything amazing too, you know how to get a hold of me. Let me know. We'll get you on the show and talk about it.
Sounds good. Tell all your listeners thank you once again for me, and I really appreciate it too. So,
all right. Did it say goodbye? I thought I heard it say goodbye in the background.
No, it said terrified.
Darn it. Terrified. Oh, it's terrified. We're leaving. Oh, say goodbye. All right. All right, guys. That's it for the show. We will be back next Sunday with returning guest, awesome guest, Wahid Hassan. You remember him? We get into all different subjects with Wahid. Next Sunday, same bad time, same bad channel, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. Can't talk. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who donates on Patreon. $2 a month does help pay the bills. You can always donate on YouTube with Super Chat. It does help pay the bills, too. Thanks for listening. Keep sharing the show. Keep telling your friends. This is a place, open forum, we can all share our weird experiences with no judgment. And where the paranormal happens live every Sunday. All right, guys. Have a great night. See you next Sunday.